doesn't bring development. It's growth and change that brings development. So think about these words. It says, if you cannot risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot be the best. And if you cannot be the best, you will not be happy. And if you can't be happy, what else matters in life? Wonderful thoughts. Business Sense brought to you by ADB. We're striving to be the best in our field with great loans for businesses and farmers. Reach us on 0302-210-210. ADB, truly agric and more. What a morning, what an opportunity. 26th November. Oh my God. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. We have lots of newspaper headlines and online stories to bring to you. And of course, the NPR is brought to you by Total Energies. Our Bronya promo is on. Swing by any of our main service stations. Change your engine oil. Get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. This offer is on from now till 31st January. Follow us on social media at Facebook at Total Energies Ghana, at Twitter at Total Energies GH, and Instagram at Total Energies GH. And we're also sponsored by Piva Beverages. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, then discover the refreshing taste of Piva Beverages. Whether it's Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Fruit Cocktail, Piva Grapefruit Drink, or the tangible Piva Tangy from Tangerine. Oh my God. Call us on 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will certainly love.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We understand the excitement and preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Heart of the cloud, the airwaves shine bright. City FM, you're the beacon of light, guiding the people through day and through night. With integrity, your message takes flight. Oh, let's raise our voices, let the truth be told. City FM, a story of courage and bold. Samuel and Bernard, you lead us so proud. With the strength of the people, let's shout it out loud. Through the airwaves, you carry our dreams, bringing us knowledge more than it seems. With every broadcast, you're breaking the seams, united our voices like rivers and streams. Oh, let's raise our voices, let the truth be told. City FM, a story of courage and bold. Samuel and Bernard, you lead us so proud. With the strength of the people, let's shout it out loud.
Special shouts to Jones Owusu Yeboah, the man who put the song together. So apparently, the man says he has a device that he can use to create songs. So he can create a song for you. Richie's guy is a big man. He will just give you a song right now.
And so he's not the one singing.
So he is a technology.
It's an AI.
It'd be like Charlie. But he wrote the word. He created the song,
Right.
but it's not his voice.
AI composed that.
I tell you. So it'd be like your AI to be true.
Well, me, how they tell you, you say, make a get out.
Until AI can produce a human being, I don't believe it.
Well, I mean, we are there. We are there. There are things that are happening.
Until I put my hand in his side and I feel the marks in my hand, I will not believe it.
When
I will not believe.
when I'm going, I'll take you.
You take me along.
Yes.
No, but this song is not AI. He wrote the song. He decided everything, but he has some system that generated it.
Yeah, you see, the truth
Yeah.
is that in today's day and age, there's no music
I refuse
that you listen to
Yes.
that doesn't have at least something to do with artificial intelligence. It may be programming.
Mr. AI.
Oh, that's
Mr. AI.
there'll be something somewhere small.
We have to do Mr. AI awards. They do Mr. Ghana.
Because even the keyboard you are playing, there are
Yeah.
elements that they program. Some of the things that you. The
But I
lines
know, but that's been there for long. It's not AI that brought it.
No, you see,
Or by the way, they are all
AI
like
is now
versions of
ubiquitous.
AI.
Yes.
But like Google search are like, there's intelligence there, but just that the immersive one that can train itself to do evil things. That's the one we are afraid of.
No, not evil things. It does good, but people can use it for evil things.
That's why we have to be careful. Anyway, let's get into the headlines, Mr. Sky.
I have the Ghanaian Times in front of me. Good morning, good people of Ghana. And the lead story says, dispelling misinformation. I was just talking about this yesterday. General election remains December 7. EC assures the public.
This was something we brought yesterday.
Exactly, but it's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
Oh, okay.
And the chairperson of the Electoral Commission is holding the ear, like, you know how your mother tells you. And also, stop using antibiotics for cough and influenza. Pharmaceutical Society is worried about addiction. And then also 530 Soko infrastructure sub-projects executed in the north and then also within the OT region. This is according to a minister. And ensure effective use of oil revenue meant for infrastructure. The PIAC is telling government.
I have the Anchor newspaper with me. CHRAG recommends prosecution of Board of Trustees over $312 million contract. And then contractor storms classroom to sack students over unpaid debt by successive governments. Akufo-Addo inaugurates 4 hospitals in the Ashanti region. Baumia launches electric buses for public transport tomorrow. And man loses 800,000 Ghana cedis after fire guts Old Fadama market. You have a photo of the notes that have been burnt.
The Chronicle says CHRAG frees Reverend Kusi from Okudjeto's clause. Also on the front page, Natoshi Ado whips up support for Baumia in Greater Accra region. Alan Cash, I'll reform senior high school and transform tertiary education. And finally, Baumia inaugurates 1,072 homes at Bon.
Daily Graphic this morning, CHRAG delivers mixed verdict on National Cathedral. And then ahead of election 2024, Keep Up News Validator status, NMC charges Graphic EC discuss election 2024 readiness tomorrow. And police arrest 26 for toy gun related crimes. And we are told that Tepahene sets ambitious investment targets, marks Silver Jubilee on Saturday.
Daybreak newspaper, varsity lecturers defend free senior high school. Also, Stop Press Brigadier lies about Shy Quarry. Also on the front page, Akufo-Addo opens 4 district hospitals in Ashanti region. And Baumia outdoors ultra-modern Lands Commission Office Complex.
Nice. Business, graphic business this morning. A Greek must lead economic revival. Professor Bokpin is speaking. Ghana revamps insurance penetration rate calculation set to add pensions and health insurance. BNFT this morning. Domestic gold production to hit record high. ADB MD pledges enhanced customer value and service excellence. AOMC's rebrands to Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, and Jospon Group Usain Gishu County to boost sanitation services in Kenya, and then 17.7 million US dollar livestock imported last year. Wow.
Let's stay with the economy. The business analyst says this morning, CD on resurgence, one CD going for 16.70.
16 cedis, 70 pesos.
Okay, good. Okay, because I mentioned the CDs, so
That is confused.
And then
sorry. So it's $1.
You said one CD going for.
So that's a mistake.
Yes,
$1. But that's not even a resurgence. 16.70 CDs to $1.
Yeah,
it's not
a
a resurgence.
Yeah, so it's on way.
How is that a resurgence?
And then if you go to the Economy Times, Ghana to receive $360 million from the IMF, and the Minister for Finance is smiling. Ghana to exit debt default by mid-2025, according to Fitch, and Ghana to face electricity load shedding as 3 IPPs rigs shutting down. I thought they said
I'll give you some angles to that, because we have contrasting information, because the IPPs have decided to open. In fact, Sunon Asogli is working.
Yes, Asogli.
All right, let's continue.
Final one for me. Bernard Daily Guide this morning. CHRAG claims Reverend Kusi Boateng no conflict of interest. And then National Security denies kidnapping Emirates manager. Church of Jesus Christ holds Light the World campaign. Baumia is hope for Ghanaians. This is Freddie Blay. VIP Outdoors 1072 Pong housing project. Natoshi rally support for Baumia.
I'll give you two contrasting stories on the economy. Ghana's economy has recovered strongly. This is Amin Adam on citynewsroom.com. But on the same website, Fitch is warning Ghana and saying that we will face persistent liquidity pressures in 2025 and 2026. So make of that what you would. We are engaging IPPs to avert possible power cuts. ECG says this. IES calls for transparency, sustainable reforms to curtail Ghana's power sector crisis. And of course, we have other stories. Sunon Asogli's 560 megawatt power plant resumes operations after government intervention. Mama says he will attract petroleum investors despite 35% decline due to corruption. And then Ablakwa rejects bizarre CHRAG ruling on Reverend Kusi Boateng case. Channel 1 News leads with election 2024. Don't vote skirt and blouse. Also, one powerful wants Goma Central. Meanwhile, a lawyer says next government will face major challenges in managing Ghana's debts. He's seeking an interlocutory injunction on new treasury bills. Other stories. Sunan Asogli restores power operations after critical government support. National Security denies involvement in alleged kidnap of Emirates Airlines manager. And Baumea prioritize education and training aligned with job market. This is Dr. Oseya Educhum speaking. My journal has a very interesting headline. Even if you bring Jesus Christ as EC chair, NDC will complain. Is the one talking. Meanwhile, CHRAG has recommended investigation and contract cancellation and possible prosecution at the National Cathedral. So keep an eye on this one. Meanwhile, AG must probe and CHRAG if he finds breaches. Domolevo speaking. And then Sunon Asogli power plant reopen is also there. Class FM lead story this morning. They are talking about police arresting 26 people for brandishing indiscriminate firing of toy guns in public. And then a national security story. Meanwhile, GFA has postponed indefinitely Ghana's football retreat. So they've retreated on the retreat. Let's get into the details.
Okay, let me take you to CHRAG. The big story on the front page of a number of newspapers this morning. The Chronicle has it. Maxwell Ofori reporting this morning says the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAG, has concluded that no evidence corroborated the allegations of conflict of interest and identity fraud filed against Victor Kusi Boateng alias Kwabena Edujemfi. Now, following its investigations into the complaints brought to it by the Member of Parliament for Notong, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, CHRAG said it could not identify any issues of conflict of interest and dual identity against Kusi Boateng. There's a quote here that says, as has become abundantly clear by now, the allegation of conflict of interest against the fourth respondent, having been examined in the light of facts, does not support the conclusion that the fourth respondent put himself in a conflict of interest situation contrary to the allegations of the complainant. There's a further quote. Accordingly, the aspect of the complaint bordering on conflict of interest against the fourth respondent is hereby dismissed for the lack of evidence.
But on the procurement issues that were raised in the petition, CHRAG has referred those allegations against the Board of Trustees to the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General. CHRAG wants either of the two institutions to take over the investigation over suspected procurement-related breaches. Now, it is following, of course, the complaint by, or the petition by Okujetua Blakwa. CHRAG says it uncovered significant irregularities in the procurement process as the National Cathedral Board failed to secure approval from the Central Tender Review Committee, a legal requirement for contracts of that size. Instead, the board relies solely on its Entity Tender Committee, a violation of Act 663. The Commission also highlighted the central role of Sir David Ajay and Associates, the project consultants, in overseeing key procurement activities. These included managing tenders, evaluating bids, and selecting contractors. CHRAG noted that the consultants' influence in these processes contravened procurement rules requiring competitive and transparent tendering. Then they also declared that the contract with Rebate Company Limited was invalid from the outset, citing non-compliance with mandatory procurement laws. It's a lot of different angles to this. And if you go into the full details, they're basically saying there could be possible prosecution if they find adverse conclusions.
In the meantime, National Security is denying kidnapping Emirates manager.
Now, let me give you one reaction to the CHRAG story before you go. Okujetua Blakwa spoke on Eyewitness News yesterday, and he has described some aspects of the CHRAG conclusion as bizarre. He had raised a concern about monies paid to the secretariat by the secretary to a company called JNS Talent. In his petition, he alleged impropriety and conflict of interest, which CHRAG did not find. But in an interview with Eyewitness News, Blakwa described CHRAG's findings as bizarre and questioned the rationale behind the aspect that is being questioned, the issue of no conflict of interest. Let's get into the national security story.
Yes, on Daily Guide papers, page 3, Ministry of National Security has denied any involvement in the alleged kidnapping of Sylvia Ba, manager of Emirates Airlines at the Kotoka International Airport. This comes after Herald newspaper published a report claiming that officials or officers from the ministry and the National Intelligence Bureau were responsible for the abduction. According to a statement issued by the ministry, no officer from the ministry or the NIB was involved in the alleged abduction. The statement indicated that the ministry had initiated investigations into circumstances surrounding the incident and assured the public that those found culpable will face the full force of the law. Meanwhile, the police have also issued a statement expressing gratitude to individuals who provided valuable information. So the ministry says they are going to investigate the matter. However, ahead of the investigation, they are telling us that none of their officials were involved in the kidnapping, is what people are confused about. If you have not started investigation,
don't forget, police are supposed to come clean on some sort of issues. Now the security ministry, so they're also going to investigate. So we need to keep an eye on the story.
Okay, let's stay with the space. We're talking about 26 youth arrested for firing toy guns in public places. The Chronicle has that story on page 4. Now, the police in Accra have arrested 26 persons, mostly youth, for brandishing and indiscriminately firing toy guns in public places in the national capital. Now, the suspects, according to a statement from the police, are currently assisting with investigations and will be put before court to face justice. Now, the statement said a quantity of toy guns have been retrieved from the suspects as part of police investigation into the menace. Now, we hereby, according to the statement, caution the youth to desist from this act as it constitutes the offense of offensive conduct conducive to breaches of the peace, contrary to section 207 of the Criminal Offences Act of 1960, Act 29.
Now, let me give you two power sector stories of note. The first one is Sunon Asogli. They have resumed operation of the 560 megawatt power plant following government intervention. Citi News is reporting that Sunon Asogli has resumed operations of that power plant following intervention by Finance Minister Mohamed Amin Adam and Energy Minister Herbert Krapper. The ministers facilitated the release of emergency funding to address the company's financial challenges. Now, the power plant was shut down October this year due to ECG's failure to settle overdue payment, leaving Sunon Asogli unable to sustain operations. At the time, the company reported it had not received $259 million, and excluding fuel, owed by ECG as of September this year. Despite refraining from invoicing ECG for idle capacity, Sunon Asogli revealed that the debt had grown by 23% between January and September, with only 22% of invoices being settled. But on Monday, a statement from the company said, "We have submitted our final version of the restructuring tema sheet to the Ministry of Finance and ECG in August for finalization and signing soon. We are confident that a win-win solution will ensue and ensure the stability and reliability of our energy sector." So that's good news.
Okay.
In contrary to a story you read about some possible doomsday.
This one here says power crisis to deepen as IPPs cut supply over mountain debt. Now, Ghana's energy sector will, from today, Monday, this is yesterday, face escalating challenges as major energy producers, Car Power, Ship Energy, Aska Energy and Senate Energy Limited scale down their electricity supply. Now the development heightens fears of potential blackouts for businesses and households as the festive season approaches. Already, City Business News has learned that Amandi Energy and Car Power Ship are now completely off the national grid, while AXA Energy has drastically reduced its load from 370 megawatts to just 50.
So the clarification is that Sunon is back, but this story is still true. The ECG is telling us that they are engaging these people you just mentioned.
Right.
So you mentioned about 6 companies.
Yeah.
ECG in a story on citynewsroom.com says we are engaging IPPs to prevent power cuts.
Okay.
So that's a follow-up to the story you read. Sami Wafi is reporting that ECG has assured the public of uninterrupted power supply following successful negotiations with the IPPs over outstanding payments that you mentioned.
Okay,
This
let's stay
reassurance-
within
Right.
with the power space, but with a political slant. If you go to the Daybreak newspaper, Akufo-Addo to Mahama, you couldn't keep the lights on. How can you run a 24-hour economy? President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has called on Ghanaians to scrutinize former President John Mahama's leadership record as he seeks re-election in the coming 2024 general elections. Now, speaking during an engagement with professional bodies and party supporters in Kumasi in the Ashanti region at the start of his 3-day tour of that region, the president highlighted Mr. Mahama's previous administration as a reason for his defeat in 2016. Now, there's a quote here that says there are 4 other people who have had the blessing. So he goes on to talk about
Meanwhile,
basically saying that he couldn't keep the lights on and therefore.
Well, Mahama is also
run a
quoted
24-hour
here.
economy.
I will attract petroleum investors despite 35% decline due to corruption. So NDC flag bearer has attributed Ghana's 35% decline in petroleum production to government corruption, which he says has driven away major investors like ExxonMobil to countries such as Ivory Coast. Speaking to Western Regional House of Chiefs in Sekondi during his 3-day tour of the region, Mahama alleged that some government officials demand exorbitant sums from petroleum investors for oil blocks, undermining confidence in the industry. He contrasted the current state of the sector with the growth recorded under his administration, emphasizing that corruption had eroded the progress his government achieved. He also recalled efforts during his tenure to attract investment into the industry.
Bernard Baumia has launched electric buses for public transport. That's happening tomorrow, the paper says.
He will?
He will, yes.
Okay.
So it will
But
happen
what about the
tomorrow.
housing? 1,000 something.
Yes,
That's on the front page of a number of papers. Where he,
Daily Guide newspaper. It's on page number 6 of Daily Guide. VIP outdoors 1,072 housing projects. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia yesterday, November 25, 2024, commissioned the 1,072 phases.
Not commissioned.
1, 2, 3 affordable housing projects.
Inaugurated.
Now the Vice President also broke grounds for the phase 4 of the project, set to deliver an additional 800 units, bringing the total number of homes in the enclave to 1,872. Yeah.
Okay, talking about opening projects and all of that. If you go to the today, the Business Analyst newspaper, Akufo-Addo opens 4 district hospitals in Ashanti. Now, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has on Monday, November 25, 2024, opened 4 of the 5 40-bed district hospitals in the Ashanti region, and he goes on to provide.
I'm going to give you 2 contrasting stories again. So, Adam is reporting that Ghana's economy has recovered strongly. This is the Minister of Finance, right? He was speaking at a campaign event in the north, in Saboba, where he expressed optimism about the country's economic trajectory, stating that Ghana is firmly on the path to sustained growth. Now, the reason I need to contrast is that on the same City News website, Netelenet is reporting that Fitch is warning that Ghana will face persistent liquidity pressures next year. So Fitch Ratings Agency has predicted that Ghana will face significant liquidity pressures going into 2025 and 2026, despite restructuring most of its debt. The UK-based credit agency highlighted that Ghana's interest to revenue ratio will remain among the highest in its rated sovereignty portfolio. Estimates indicate that the ratio will reach 29% next year and 30% in 2026, nearly double the average of 16% for emerging markets. Now, they called for drastic fiscal measures. Thomas Garou, Associate Director for Europe, Middle East and Africa Sovereign Ratings at Fitch, stressed the need for aggressive fiscal reforms to address Ghana's economic challenges.
We don't want any further haircut.
I'm just reading what he said. We still anticipate significant liquidity pressures for Ghana He stated the country's interest to revenue ratio remains exceptionally high at approximately 30%, which is nearly double the emerging markets average. This underscores the need for drastic measures. Now, I'm just bringing this to bring caution, because whilst the minister is talking about growth, the issue of liquidity is also very important. We need to balance this. And again, if you look at the Economy Times,
they say Ghana to receive 360 million from IMF.
No, but there was another story you read that said that the city was recovering.
Yeah.
At
Okay, that's on the front page of the business.
To the dollar. I'm not very sure what frame of reference they are using. I would like
so
to hear
it
that
says the Ghana city continues its resurgence for the second week running.
Okay.
Buoyed by increased liquidity by the Bank of Ghana. Now, this follows the injection of $199.8 million into the market, along with forex exchange inflow of some $21.55 million from market participants. Now, this boost in liquidity helped the local unit to recoup 1.42% week on week versus the dollar. It also gained 3.03% against the pound and 3.36%.
Let me end with this one.
On to the euro.
Interlocutory injunction not to prevent government from raising new T-bills. This is the lawyer who's taking the government to court. He's saying that they have to go through Parliament to approve the T-bills, according to his view of Article 181. Speaking on the point of view yesterday, he says what we are seeking to do interlocutory injunction is not to prevent the government from raising new T-bills. We are saying they can borrow to the extent that they go and obtain parliamentary approval.
Okay.
We'll leave it here for now, gentlemen. That was the newspaper review.
Yes.
Coming up next is the City Business News.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. Now, what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy a new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out there your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out there your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 05500 32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Citi City Business News. Ashika is here. The bulletin. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Sana Nasogli Power resumes operations of its plant following the release of emergency funding to address its financial challenges. Also coming up, Institute of Energy Securities has said that government's restoration of the 550 megawatts Asogli power plant operations is inadequate. And later, beginning today, customers of Consolidated Bank Ghana will be unable to undertake foreign exchange trading activities with the bank following suspension of the CBG's license. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. Sana Nasogli Power Ghana Limited has resumed operations of its 560 megawatt power plant following the release of emergency funding to address its financial challenges. This comes after the independent power producer was forced to halt operations due to outstanding debt owed by the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. There's more in the following report by Emmanuel Opong.
The shutdown had raised concerns over energy supply stability in the country, prompting intervention by key government officials. In a statement issued on Monday, November 25, the company announced its resumption, although it revealed that it had submitted the final version of a restructuring term sheet to the Ministry of Finance and ECG in August, paving the way for a long-term solution to its financial issues. Sana Nasogli also appealed to ECG to honor its contractual obligations under the power purchase agreement, emphasizing the need for mutual cooperation to ensure financial stability in the energy sector. The power company further extended its gratitude to Finance Minister Mohamed Amin Adam and the Energy Minister Herbert Krapper for facilitating the critical funding that enabled the plant return to service. However, commenting on this development, the Executive Director of the Institute of Energy Securities, Nana Amwesi VII, opined that the path to long-term sectoral stability hinges on sustained efforts to address structural issues.
The restoration of the Asogli power plant with its 550 megawatt capacity is a welcome development in addressing the generation deficit presently affecting Ghana. Its return to the grid provides much-needed relief by increasing generation capacity and temporarily reducing the severity of the power outages. But we must emphasize, while it temporarily alleviates some of the power shortages, it does not address the root cause of the crisis or the full scale of the deficit. And so for us as IES, we believe that until the remaining plants, being Amandi, Semen, Car Power, and any other are restored, and the systemic issues such as financial mismanagement, inadequate infrastructure, and inefficiencies in the power sector are resolved, outages will likely persist.
That was the Executive Director of the Institute of Energy Security, IES, Nana Amwesi VII, ending that report filed by Emmanuel Opong. Moving on, effective today, Consolidated Bank will not be able to undertake foreign exchange trading activities following the suspension of its license by the Bank of Ghana, which will last for a period of 1 month. The central bank, in a statement on November 12, stated that the suspension was prompted by multiple violations of foreign exchange market regulations. Consolidated Bank Ghana, in a separate statement issued on November 13, 2024, expressed confidence in resolving the concerns raised by the Bank of Ghana and committed to working closely with the regulator to ensure compliance. Now, Ghana is on track to choose a vendor for its first nuclear power plant by the end of 2024, with the facility expected to commence operations by 2030. This is disclosed by the Deputy Director of Power in charge of nuclear and alternative energy at the Energy Ministry, Dr. Robert Bright Marco Sogbaji. Speaking on the sidelines of a conference organized by the Integrated Regulatory Review Service Mission in partnership with the Atomic Energy Agency, Dr. Sogbaji explained that the government remains committed to enhancing its nuclear policy to international standards.
By the early 2030s. And we've taken all the steps to complete our phase 1, and we are in phase 2, where we are to identify the vendor. We've gone through all the vendor identification process, and by the end of the year, all things being equal, we should be able to announce the vendor who is going to build Ghana's first nuclear power plant. So we are just at the finalized stages of, identifying, the vendor.
That was the Deputy Director of Power in charge of nuclear and alternative energy at the Energy Ministry, Dr. Robert Bright Marco Sugbaji, speaking there. Now, the Ghana Trade Fair Company Limited has disclosed that it has secured the necessary public-private investment to complete the reconstruction of the Trade Fair Convention and Exhibition Center within the next 8 months. The project, which has received approximately $2 billion from private investors, was initially scheduled for earlier completion but faced a 3-year delay due to the time required to clear the site of unwanted structures and the impact of COVID-19. Speaking to the media, the Chief Executive Officer of the company, Dr. Agnes Edu, expressed optimism that the project will be completed within the stipulated time frame.
What you see behind me right now is the major convention and exhibition center that we are about to complete in probably the next 8 months or so. It occupies a footprint of about 20,000 square meters. The lobby is 5,000 square meters, expansive lobby, pre-event lobby. You can register, you can have a restaurant, you can eat before you go into your event. The event floor itself is 10,000 square meters. It can take up to 20,000 people in any event. You can have a concert here, trade shows here, exhibition, art festivals. These outdoors that you see is all part of the convention center, so there's enough room. So when it's all said and done, we think that this exhibition center will become the trade hub in the region.
You heard the CEO of the Ghana Trade Fair Company Limited, Dr. Agnes Edu. Now, the Tax Justice Network is advocating for more formalization of Ghana's economy, stressing the need for the government to assist informal sector workers in transitioning to formal operations. This, the organization believes, will enhance the government's ability to broaden its tax base by shifting focus from over-reliance on indirect taxes to direct taxation. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of a policy conference on taxation, gender equity and sustainable development, the policy and research manager for the Tax Justice Network Africa, Isaac Danso-Ejiri, noted that formalizing the informal economy, which accounts for a substantial portion of economic activity in the country, would provide a fairer and more sustainable avenue for revenue collection.
I think for the time being, government needs to run, public goods needs to be provided. We need to provide security for the people. We need to provide schools and hospitals. And so for the time being, we are collecting some indirect taxes. But going forward, the long-term view, we should be looking to formalize our economies. We should be looking to provide opportunities for people working in the informal sector to formalize their businesses, so we can have a very good account of their income and subject them to tax on their income and not rely on indirect taxes as we are doing. In Ghana, I've seen a number of interventions that is also being done in other African countries. In Kenya, they have their national identification numbering system. Ghana here, we've had the Ghana card and the Ghana identification system. Hopefully, this sort of digitizing and getting to know the people who live in the country, getting to know what they live, where they live, what they do, how much income they earn, eventually should lead to a time where we can effectively determine people's income and subject them to tax.
Isaac Danso-Ejiri is a policy and research manager for the Tax Justice Network Africa. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar could be sold to you at 16 cedis 40 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 20 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro is going for 17 cedis 30 pesos. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN Goil and EcoBank. My name is Nashika Siza. Many thanks for your time. Do you have a great business day?
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Gold Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Gold Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Gold Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who feel? Good energy.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Ratchet, mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more. Dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
My man, I heard there's a new app on the streets that does it all for you.
Ah, really? How is that possible?
Charlie, I also could not believe it too. But I downloaded the app and I'm telling you, I was able to chat with my friends, make video calls and...
Well, we know of many apps that can do that.
Oh, let me finish, la. I was also able to listen to the latest songs, play games and read the latest sports news.
For real?
Yeah, and I can send and receive money from the app. Amazing, no?
What's the name of this app?
It's called Ayoba.
Ayoba?
Yeah, Ayoba.
Get Ayoba, your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music all in one app for everyone. Enjoy Ayoba with MTN and download the Ayoba app today. Everywhere you go.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the A to the L to the A. Normally I be good person.
7:14.
Big question.
Coming up next is Kickoff, the latest from the world of sport. But before that, the City Business News was brought to us by EcoBank, and we are all facing different emergencies, or we face different emergencies at particular times. Either it's health, fire, medical. But when it comes to money emergencies, dial star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number. No need to panic in any money emergency situation. Just dial star 770 hash and EcoBank will come to your rescue. EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank. MTN also brought to us the City Business News. With Buy Now, Pay Later with Symmetro, you can now buy a sleek and trendy smartphone and enjoy the luxury of paying in convenient weekly or monthly installment plans. And the best part is that all the phones come with 2 GB free data, so you can share all the gist and pictures and everything. Stay connected on the smart side of life with MTN and Symmetro. Kickoff is next. Is brought to us by Shell. When it comes to unleashing your car's full potential, Shell V-Power is the only fuel that can deliver unbeatable performance. So why settle for anything less? Fuel up with Shell V-Power and make your engine unbeatable. Shell, go well. Zonda is also bringing us Kickoff. In a world where dreams are the driving force, one company stands out as the hope of transformation. Zonda Ghana Limited. They've got 7 branches all around the country. Also get them at their head office off the Tema Plow Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave in Tema. Call them on 0501 7722222. Zonda, built in Ghana, built in Ghana. And Polytank is also bringing us Kickoff. Don't waste money on inferior brands. Go for Polytank. They've been doing this for over 30 years. It's the first, best, and certainly the original. Choose Polytank. Polytank near Papa Nuni. Gabby Affairs in the building. He's got the latest from the world of sport. It's time for Kickoff.
Tuesday morning, November 26. Welcome aboard to Kickoff. My name is Gabriel Fair. Thanks to Shell, Lachelle, Zonda JH, and Politan Ghana, Papa Nunye. In the headlines, March Day 5 of the UEFA Champions League is on tonight across the various venues. You build up to that, plus take you to Kumasi for some updates from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. All of that plus West Ham's big win against Newcastle United at the St. James's Park in the English Premier League. Let's get into the details. So starting off with Gauka chairman Kujofiano, who believes the performance of locally based players can be assessed based on Ghana's success at the CHAN competition. What the Black Galaxies, that's Ghana's CHAN team, are set to face West African rivals Nigeria in the second round of the qualifiers in December. And the winner of the two-leg tie will earn a spot in the 2024 CHAN tournament, which will take place across Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Ghana is yet to win the CHAN title, with their best performances being run-up finishes in 2009 and 2014.
What have been the performance of the CHAN team? Yes, we are facing some challenges and some local players have been brought in. Yes, they've not done that badly. But I don't think that is if we have departed, in the past we used to describe the national team as GTP. GTP meaning that we are bringing players from Greece, Turkey and Portugal. And if now we have at least 6 players playing the EPL week in, week out, and those playing in Spain are also doing very well, and they come to Ghana and they are not doing well, then we need to find out what the reasons are. Then just coming out to say, let's replace them with the local players. And I'm saying that what have been the achievement of the CHAN team? What have been the achievement of the Olympic team? In some jurisdictions, it is the Olympic team. Look at what is happening in the UK. Katie Jones and the rest are coming in there playing because they are playing week in, week out for their clubs. But I will not stick my neck out now.
All right, so that's Gauka chairman Kujofiano speaking there. Well, let's head to the Ghana Football Association because they've taken a decision to shelve its planned football retreat aimed at soliciting views from various stakeholders in the aftermath of the country's failure to qualify for the AFCON 2025. Now, the retreats, which form part of the FA's actions planned to rescue Ghana's sinking national teams, was initially scheduled to take place on the 28th of November at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence at Prom Prom. And according to the GFA, a new date will be announced. And so we keep in tabs on that. Well, speaking of the Black Stars, former Black Stars coach Avram Grant has expressed his deep disappointment over Ghana's failure to qualify for the AFCON in Morocco. Grant highlighted the immense talent within the team, particularly praising stand-up players like Thomas Partey and Mohamed Kudus.
First, I'm very sad because I have a lot of love to Ghana. The two plus very, very good years, final and semi-final, and since then there was not even in quarter-final. And it was, I received them also after the crisis in the World Cup, and we did so good. Even in the final, we was much better than Ivory Coast, but we lost by penalties. As you know, I'm not so great in penalties. I lost final of Champions League, final of this. Next time when there is a penalties, I'm leaving the stadium. Yes. Top finals. On these two finals, even against Man United, we was better. We lost by penalties.
All right, so that's a former Black Stars coach, Avram Grant, speaking there. Well, taking you to Legon, head of the University of Ghana Sports Directorate, Dr. Austin Lugitera, has called for more sports institutions like Right to Dream Academy to build systems and empower dreams and inspire the generation. He said this in his speech delivered at the RTD Academy's 25th year anniversary, where he added that the future of the sport and education in Ghana holds great potential.
As we reflect on this milestone, I am inspired to look ahead, to envision the future of education, sports and leadership. These 3 pillars apparently are part of the central core of Right to Dream missions. They remain crucial to the building of inclusivity, innovative, equitable society as we aspire to create. The future of sports and education in Ghana holds great potential for transformation, provided the country leverage its abundant talents, resources, and youthful population. Right to Dream had been a trailblazer in this regard, proving that potentials know boundaries. Sports are more than a game.
All right, so that's the head of University of Ghana Sports Director is Dr. Austin Lugitera speaking there. Now, Kumasi and Kotoko have announced adjustment to its interim management committee following directives from the His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II and the Menshap Palace. In a statement issued by the club, it is confirmed that Dr. Prosper Natel will no longer be part of the IMC and will now focus on the pitch. That's trying to get results for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And Kotoko suffered 4 consecutive defeats before winning 2-0 against Gianna FC in Doma over the weekend. And the club have also announced the return of former skipper Amos Frimpong to serve in the capacity of a deputy welfare officer and team manager for the youth team. Taking into Europe, and Thomas Sisek and Aaron Wan-Bissaka scored as West Ham secured an impressive win on Newcastle to ease the pressure on manager Helene Lopetegui. The Hammers finished strongly to comfortably see out a win that moves them to 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Newcastle, meanwhile, 10th and 4 points of the top. Now, in the UEFA Champions League, before we get to that, former Reds defender Jamie Carragher says Mohamed Salah is selfish for publicly expressing his disappointment at Liverpool's failure to offer him a new contract. And Salah, whose contract due expires at the end of the season, told reporters after Sunday's win at Southampton that he's probably more out than in and has yet to be offered fresh terms.
The most important thing for Liverpool Football Club this season is not the future of Mo Salah. It's not the future of Virgil van Dijk, and it's not the future of Trent Alexander-Arnold. The most important thing is Liverpool winning the Premier League. That is more important than any of those players. And if he continues to put comments out, or his agent keeps putting cryptic tweets out, that's selfish. That's thinking about themselves and not the football club.
But is that not because he is an icon? He is the guy that has helped Liverpool to great success, titles, European success as well. And perhaps he feels like he's not getting the love from his club right now.
Well, he's certainly getting the love from me and Liverpool supporters, and they're in talks. That is part of football. I would say Mo Salah is in the top 5 players to ever play for Liverpool Football.
All right, so that's former Reds defender Jamie Carragher speaking there. Liverpool are in action later tomorrow as they take on Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. But speaking of Madrid, forward Vinicius Jr. will miss his size Champions League game against Liverpool after sustaining an hamstring injury. But later today, Slovan Bratislava take on AC Milan at 5:45 p.m. Sparta Prague will play Atletico Madrid. Barcelona take on Brest. Bayer Leverkusen up against Salzburg. Bayern Munich take on PSG. Inter Milan up against RB Leipzig. Manchester City take on Feyenoord. We hear from City's Kevin De Bruyne on the moving camp after losing a 5th consecutive game in all competitions.
People who shouldn't be playing, but they did anyway, even with an injury. So I would say these games with Sporting, Brighton and Bournemouth was a bit all over the place. I would say before the Tottenham game seemed pretty much all right to me, you know. Obviously then we had the defeat. So we just had yesterday was a bit quiet, but then for the rest I didn't see too much change. But of course everybody's a bit down about, you know, the 5 losses, but you know you have to take it and move on.
All right, so that's Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne speaking ahead of today's game against Feyenoord. Later today, Sporting CP will take on Arsenal. Here's Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta.
In those games, there were games that when we were already qualified, but something is very true. That is that we have to improve those results and we have to find the ways to understand what is been missing. Sometimes it's been performance, to be fair. Sometimes it's been when the performance has been there, other aspects. And that's the next step that we have to make as a team. I wouldn't say that this is probably the most important thing, but the efficiency that we have shown inside the box at this level with the chances that you're normally able to generate in Champions League is not been at the level that requires to win consistently.
Alright, so that's Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta speaking there. Young boys will take on Atalanta in the UEFA Champions League match day 5. There's more later, 5 p.m. when we build up to the games on Sports Flash. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell V, Lachelle, Zonda J, and Politangana, Papa Nonye. My name is Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care of yourself and bye-bye.
Hey, well, yo, I did tire for Abu Chef. See, everything I do, Abu won't do some. Last year, I bought a cattle farm in Yanton. I see he go buy a farm next to mine. I marry Fauzia. No, he marries Fauzia's sister. I buy my motorbike. I see, no, he go buy motorbike too.
But you don't see, say, since you buy your bike, he has bought 4 motorbikes, which have all broken down. You know they maintain bikes at all.
His problem is he dey put wrong lubricant for his bike inside. The correct motorbike oil, where if you put inside be Shell Advanced Lubricant. Shell Advanced Lubricant be the only motorbike oil where they make them for motorbike to protect engine, clutch, and brake. Where no. Wait me, I no go tell him. Shell. Hey, well, hey, where you go?
If you don't go tell Abu, me I don't go tell him say make you use Shell Advanced Lubricant for him bike.
Hey,
visit any Shell station or distributor today to get your Shell Advanced Lubricant for your motorbike. Shell Advance, complete protection for your bike.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy-duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light-duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, FUA pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sales service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Papa Nunye, Papa Nunye, Papa Naka Mesio, Papa Nunye Kamesio, Only one politician, strong and reliable, trusted by generation. We want the citizens to buy only politicians. Papa Nunye, Papa Nunye, Accra Plumbers, say so.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Yasaka for frabo, pepper powder, pepper ojawo, sankofa pepper powder, sankofa, pepper powder, sankofa pepper powder. ATN hawo, go better near Potoyoa, sankofa got you covered. Go for sankofa pepper powder, sankofa pepper powder. Abuna abonje krakra, sankofa pepper powder. Red and hot, very natural. natural. Sankofa pepper powder. Chichinga enembia. Sankofa pepper powder. Noodles Ghana jollof. Sankofa pepper powder. Esisia nete. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments, and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
Ojam, did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama Care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. There's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our health care. We will not fall for fake promises again.
Number one everywhere you go. Big go. For the friends and the family. Big go. Big refreshing moment. Big go. For the kids and the adults. Big go. Boys and girls with a drink up. Big go. Everywhere the party day. Big go. We go mash up the place with it. Big go. Greatest in every battle. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big refreshing moments.
Big old drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello.
Good morning, oh. Please, am I speaking to Madam Mavins?
Morning. Annie Mavis ni. 1 year.
I am Alfred. Me Frefi MTN. Sisiana, we notice say Obi Isika wo wallet ni.
Jesus Christ. Me sika my brain ya.
Oh, madam. Nyabuche. Sika say na wo wallet ni.
2,000 Ghana rade be wo. Yes, Jesus.
Oh no. We die bo momo pinu na yam block isa ni pano.
What broken? Okay. Why? 9.
Auntie Mavis Jai, MTN will never call you with any number except 0244 300,000. Sure, don't entertain calls discussing your Momo wallet or claiming you've won money or gifts from MTN. Report any suspicious activity by calling 100 or using *170#, the Momo app, my MTN app, or email mmfraudteam.gh@mtn.com. Stay alert.
MTN.
The Situation All White Christmas Party is back! This Christmas Eve, forget the usual and step into a celebration like none other. The Situation All White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy, all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue The Underbridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the situation all-white Christmas party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The situation all-white Christmas party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Orica Ghana, sole distributors of Carlsberg and Kiss Beer.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Brother Meniaje. Maya Juma Juana Friday. Maya Kumasi Bama. Meji many are no complain. And Grand Suamaba. Miss Say baby, Frami Gonongo Abeti Wale Mina me bano. Sikasu so gumano. Umi a drummy wiper. Oja Miss Bo to a Frami Waga. Mano Montre, man Frami. Mama Minjimeni. Uko was so Frami. Mano Montre, man Frami. Ya boy, dear, what's it? Am I winning, Tin ton, yeah, no one's I vagina. It is answer my vagina. To what the papa to put to manto. You pimpy, now if you got us to talk upon to. Yeah, papa.
Oh my God.
One who doesn't.
Was it Chu Pimpy?
What is
what? It's Pimpinese.
If
you
know with the trouser, they do have somewhere.
I call this song the ultimate party song.
Allah.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, Chu Pimpy. Your mom bought the bench. What's that? Oh, the women should whistle for me.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's how we used to call people in those days.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Emile Fuku, they came out.
You know, I had like some people when they come to you, they'll blow some whistles.
So you know, those days there was no mobile phone.
Yeah, so when he does,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we know, yeah.
If you do it in another way, it means that my parents are home.
Oh my goodness. Some interesting birthdays coming through. I got a very interesting birthday request today. Happy 90th birthday to Colin George MacDonald, former headmaster of Navrongo Secondary School, a Scottish physicist who dedicated his life to education in Africa. Nabia, who are the old boys of Navrongo, I guess, old boys and girls, are proud of you. And this is from their global president. And the man is 90 years old, looks very good. A 90-year-old Scottish man who educated a whole generation of scientists. So he's not the only person, but this is coming from Engineer William Amuna to his former teacher. And happy birthday to Ivina Kale Tinkran, Executive Director of M4 Logistics and Construction, M4 Foods, Everstone Energy, and N3 Limited. And here's the message from your husband. He says, happy birthday to the love of my life, my beautiful wife. You deserve all the love and celebration today. Here's to another incredible year together. I'm so grateful to have you by my side. I love you more than words can say. But you have to use more than words. Yes, from husband Davis Granting. Happy birthday to Mrs. Eugenia Asantiotre of the New Jabing Traditional Council of Radio. From your husband Kwesi Ejekumotre, your children Nana Kweku and Paula Janice, and the entire family. Cheers to long life and good health to you, Mrs. Eugenia Asantiotre. And then to Honorable Odysseus Ufusu Asamoah, aka Asparu, Executive Secretary, National Labour Commission. Is a big man. Love from your wife, your children, especially Samuel Ufusu Asamoah Jr., your good friend Grace Ochibating, and all that this year. This guy, we used to interview him when he was MP for Kede, and then he's now NLC. He was also there. He said, Charlie, the MP job you have to stop because Charlie, people will call and ask for money for all kinds of things, including things they can't mention. Ufusu Asamoah. Anyway, Nathan, let's do a couple more.
Yes. I have this one. The 1974 year group of the St. Mary's Old Girls Association, Smoga 74, the princesses. They are wishing Princess Mary Mandy Addy of Mataiko the very best on her birthday. So, lots of love from the princesses to another princess, Mary Mandy Addy of Mataiko.
I'll come to more soon. And there's an interesting suggestion coming through. So, if you look at like Asparu, right? Today's his birthday, they can do something beyond just birthday wishes, you know what I'm saying?
That's how it's supposed to be.
How is it supposed to be?
I mean, if God has taken good care of you, you've lived to see 365 days. You should do more than just a wish. I mean, it's good, to let Bernard talk about it, let the CBS team talk about it, but beyond the on-air wish, we should also celebrate it properly. I mean, Charlie, to live one year, when we say it 1 year, it looks so simple. But when you talk about 365 days, so much happens in a year. So we have to, it comes with a setting. I mean, you can't just talk about it. We have to set, I mean, the setting is very good. And that's why we are providing an avenue for that setting to happen.
So situation is a setting opportunity?
Easily.
Is it for November or December?
It's for December. So all those who are born in December, from 1st to 31st December, we are celebrating your party at Situation.
Hey.
Oh, I mean, yes, that's what's going to happen. So for those of us who are happy that Christmas is here, those of us who are wrapping up the entire year, we are coming. And those who are also celebrating their birthdays in December, you have more than one reason to be there. Usually when it's your birthday...
So you mean you are pushing for the birthday to 24th? So that you chop it with Jesus.
Exactly. So even before yours comes, so even Christ's birthday, we are celebrating it before his birthday.
Because Christmas is obviously the birthday of Christ.
Exactly.
So you are saying that if you have a birthday in December, you can chop it.
We are all joining. I mean, I've joined us.
So do you have a special birthday package for Situation?
So the beautiful thing is you are paying the same rate as everybody. So if you want platinum, you are going to pay the 12,000 cedis, for your table of 8, whether you are a December born or not. But a great thing for the December born is the extra goodies that come with it will be on us.
Is it?
So we are going to be branding your table, the birthday girl with your name. We'll give you a cake. We will let you know that it is indeed your birthday.
Can we make it a surprise? Is it possible to surprise somebody?
Easily.
On the Situation birthday side.
Oh yes, I mean, so if it's your birthday, we, your family members and your friends, your colleagues in the office can decide that, okay, we want to take Bernard out.
Okay.
We won't even let him know where we are going. So we all are coming together as his birthday gift. We are surprising him at Situation.
So when he comes, then you realize that some of his other friends are there.
Your friends are there. Your name is there. Exactly. That's what we are going to do. All you need to do is get your white. Make sure that when you are surprising the person, they are in white.
I get it.
It's an all-white affair.
So the Situation that we are doing, you are bringing a birthday angle to it.
Yes, there's that birthday angle to it. So when you see somebody has a cake on their table, it means that they celebrate their birthday
in addition to
December.
Chopping the Situation on the 24th.
Exactly. I mean, in addition to everything that you are getting, whether you are platinum, diamond, or gold.
So let's go through the Situation is on 24th December.
Yes.
It's happening for the first time at a different venue.
Yes.
At East Legon.
The Underbridge.
Near the overpass.
The new one. Yesterday we were there. We saw the road. I wanted to
You should have used
go on the road and go to 37
when
and see
you use it, you won't come off. You stay on it. It is sweet rough.
No, but it was nice, looking at it.
And this is easy. So now if you're coming from what do you call it, Cantonment, Birmingham, and you're coming to the underbridge, just go over the motorway overhead, and then you are in East Legon.
Exactly.
It's very close to the underpass, and it's called the underbridge.
The underbridge.
So 24th December, what time does it start?
8 p.m. gates are open.
Wonderful.
And you know that when we say 8 p.m., we are not talking about 8:39. 8 p.m. means 8 p.m. So at 8 p.m., first act is on stage. The party is on.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And this year is going to be different because we are going to have some very interesting artists. We'll tell you who they are yet.
My God.
We'll release that information soon. But if you're even wearing pimpy, it must be white. If whatever you are wearing has to be white.
Exactly.
And of course, there are various tables. So there's a 12K table, there's a 10K, there's an 8K.
Yeah.
Now the platinum is 12, the 10 is
diamond,
and then the 8
is gold.
Okay, what about below gold?
So the 6 is gold.
6 is gold.
Yeah.
So diamond is higher than gold.
Oh, diamond
and platinum
is
higher than
exactly.
Okay,
so platinum is higher than diamond. So the platinum are
then
guys.
silver for the end.
Silver for the bini.
Silver collection.
On behalf of management, the general manager, we are sorry. Silver is not inside this year. No, but Bernard, you see, the truth of the matter is, even last year, we got a lot of our patrons coming in for platinum and the few.
The gold people, they were Charlie.
The few of us who thought the few people who thought the value is the same, they on the ground. They were like, no, we want to upgrade, but at that time, it's too late. We can't upgrade.
So it's just platinum,
diamond, and gold.
We don't want to do any silver anything.
No
silver for a moment too much.
No silver, no bronze, no wood, no paper. We beg you.
Now, is this something you need to pre-book, or can you wait till? Do you pay at the venue? How does it work?
No, so you need to call us now 0205 973 973.
Okay.
0205 973 973. Now, this is why it's important for you to call now. So much planning goes into situation. So, for instance, somebody comes in last minute to say that I want to change from gold to platinum. When you look at everything we are offering, it's very difficult for us to create that experience for you in a day.
So we need to
we need to let you know where you want to sit, which packages you are going for, and then we can meet you at the point of your need. So we are getting a lot of calls from corporate institutions who are like, we are about 30 people, we want to sit together. All these would require that we plan for you and welcome you.
You mean you want to curate the experience?
Exactly.
So the earlier the better.
Help us to help you too.
Now, what is the size of a table? 10 people, 5 people? How many people?
8 people on the table.
8 per table.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
so 8 per table.
Exactly.
Is what you can. If you can do 16, that means 2 tables.
Yes.
If you are 16, 2 tables.
But if you have, so like I mentioned, if you are a larger group coming in, we can create your own
table for you.
What
if you are just 4?
So if you are 4, you can also come in. In fact, if you are the only person coming, you can still come.
You get a table.
You get a table.
Just that you'll be joined to other people.
You'll be joined to other people. But for those who are doing their own mathematics and calculations, it doesn't work like that. Call us. We'll do the maths for you.
I get it.
Exactly.
So the key thing is to call to get the details.
Yes.
Can you repeat the phone number?
Yes. So the phone number is 0205 973 973.
One last time.
0205 973 973.
And if you want to do it on a birthday style, when you call, let us know as well.
Oh yeah, so if you are calling and your birthday falls in December, please let us know that you are a December born, because it is your birthday and we'll be celebrating you in a grand style.
Frema, you're a big woman.
Bernard, but before I go, do you know what a grazing table is?
A grazing table?
Yes.
No, I don't.
So a grazing table, is that long table that comes with all kinds of goodies. So you go to certain parties or certain events, usually when you go for like wine tasting and stuff like that, they have a long table of maybe fruit,
wines of South Africa,
fruit, cheese, meat platters, and all that. So the platinum people, they will also have a grazing table.
Oh, you mean they can graze?
They can graze. So you are eating, and they also will be having the dinner buffet as well.
Hey.
Yeah.
We haven't even gone to the deal. We are just telling them that there's platinum, there's diamond, and there's gold.
Exactly.
And it's 12, 10, 8.
Exactly.
And it's at the Underbridge.
The Underbridge.
And it's on 24th December.
Yes.
It's at 8 p.m.
And it's an all white.
These are the specific details.
All white.
And the number is 020
5
973
973.
And the name is Frema.
Yes.
Highly spiritual.
Get your mates from senior high school, your university peeps, your birthday buddies, and be part of situation. Hopefully after one round of voting, when we are all relaxed from elections, 24th December. Adesh. No, the song will be too much.
No, you really love this song.
Bam, 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 bam.
I usually dance with your handkerchief.
Charlie. So please go and look for your old pimpy.
Yeah, man.
And get ready for situation.
Yeah, man.
Meanwhile, with the SG Ghana Visa card, things are about to get amazing for you in the next couple of weeks. We're giving you cash back every time you shop with your SG Visa card from now to 31st December 2024. Use your SG Ghana Visa card to make payments at your favorite supermarket retail shop, to buy fuel, pay online or anywhere with your Visa POS terminal, and get a percentage of what you spend paid back to you. It's really simple and amazing. Get ready to spend more with us, because SG is giving you cash back. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. And if you're looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Estate Kingdom. We specialize in land acquisition, construction design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Eburi, land starting at 90,000 cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom premium furnished apartments for short-term rentals at East Airport. Call Royal Kingdom on 055-755-5909. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. And we're providing a special deal on the robust VW Amarok pickup. A 2.0 liter diesel horse, produces 177 horsepower, trailer weight 5,550 kg, and carry loads to get the job done. The Amarok is a fuel efficient pickup with maximum power for the task ahead. Starting price 548,000 cedis. Take advantage now. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025-795-6688 for more information about our new range of models: Virtus T-Cross, the one all-space Terramount, and Amarok pickup. And we're thrilled to announce the return of the Coca-Cola regular taste 300 ml glass bottle. You can buy and enjoy the refreshing taste of Coca-Cola with the convenience of returning your glass bottle for reuse. Dive into a world of flavor: Coca-Cola, Fanta, and Sprite, all offered in the iconic 300 ml returnable glass bottle at the magical price of 3 CD 50 pesos. For those who prefer a different twist, your favorite Coca-Cola drinks available in a 30 centiliter recyclable PET bottle. Experience real magic with Coca-Cola's original taste. Follow us on social media at Coca-Cola_GH. Alright, now I want to take you to the streets of this constituency that we work from. It's called Klotekoli. Osu in particular is where Ni Latte went to. Oh, Philip, forgive me, Philip. Ni Latte. Very interesting sounds from the constituency.
If I name one plastic books, take away part. Ke Roberts can be.
Finish more yale.
Eyano kula, no chuma eyano. No konoko eyano. No fiano echake. In Ashe 2024 election year. Kashi July, August, September, Sanini be abashi. But day and night, Nibi ano swang mo. A young market is a Yagmale Makabase be, Jelemba Chakeshe, is too much. Mene, Meno Baya, Obaile 10 CD, Chechane Meno Baya, Aka 15 CD, Obe choice go ba he. E wo sika wo ke tu oni e ba si. Ida ka monto ne ko ahe ni na atwa 1000 ya bo ba ke atwa ko mo ejikobu na ka pepepe chale noko ya no. No ela no kwale noko ya no. Wo sika ni wo ke tu oni eta lo hu ni wo ko.
Aba he
Ni. No ba ne ke ja no ba na ka o. Aheni ne ba he park. Moko e bo le ke ni ba o bi ke ya. So na me ni taxi. Ni nu Pepsi ko mi ke John Tree. No sinta.
Chuchu o ka ke chuchu do te bi jiten.
Chuchu asko be no na gbepo tabi e. Aya ba heni. Bi enwo. Shamonto ne ne. No kwe ya no. Nothing's go soon. No kwe ya no.
Ke okwe mini ehani ni bi ya no Dubai bi ne ke nyina gbemina ba hedi ye de.
Keska ye baba eni. Keska ye mami aba eni skabe mami. Sikabe ni ngmena ke dollar tebie. Ghana bi jo ye dollar. Mne ke dollar na go da. Sida ne do ba na ke dollar tenwe. Dollar mo pack. Common war common war. War pokeke po war bibi emergency 65. Akaje commence ke ba 62. Okay rubber ba hun okay tie ba fin. Kemo ko ba po ne yen sister sano ke ale. Eja ke yin o gbe si. Eye ma keke se bro nya war just keje 4 years ni every day ni war bo enwe ya. E ba ko shida. Eja ke feed na mi ahiyo ejila wa. Feed eja wa ka ma mi ke ba. Sana ma mi fe na mi na eko. Na ma mi ka mi ukwaye. No kwe ya anu. Mo ni ba ke ma mi ejo be mo enye e ma mi me tu e masi. So mo yan fo bi ji wo 1 2 wo ko bi ko ma mi ma ye. No kwe ya anu.
Kashkala, tui, we sure, tui, dabi no tui. Among the ones and the Gumba will now. International fisherman. And this is our letter to the government. Gas me, let them me ole. Hey yo, sound boy. I tell me I eat a punche for Ganshona. I live very close to the Colena. Hold the doors left phone corner. We do pum at the cool. No more. We catch fish for the whole nation. She cannot go fuel on quotation. The battle brought in the inflation. Bring on all this confusion. But the government they have our word. Yesterday, no, our boats are my sword. 3 died and go to the court. From many nine, why I hold on their word. NMFN, nonsense stability. 1 large storage facility. Yes, incomparability. I tell me about the 1 way, and about it. Then they call me fisherman. Hold on.
Final question, Mabibo Jaka. I get free in your high school policy here. I fear Ahani be your school free. The pay shka no banyana. Jenagayale.
Oh, naka no we naka free. Shishikari wopi oje shomo machine. Ibi academy, in second born, Accra Academy. Last 3 weeks, actually, young phone, I can near time again. No, I sure me came back. When was our harness?
Accra be a trouble.
I may know
your Kaneshi
and be new at all a shake. Me will like back at 3 million. You just tell me I can in San Senile 1 million. She can't bear. I can next week have a Konica Equalolica, but she's skata. Oh, I'm in a free. Nay, I care provisions if ya, a cashkaya. We're about to square me here, would you can no fiano. You can't change. Why I can why a suitcase? Why a trunk? I can a small trunk, don't she troubles? Robber, no, why no fiano? No, what can you pay? But no one know what here, no, about pay. Free education. Then my Mofia Moya. Shall fake Bejano to a job. No, what I will. Waka cafe free education. Once more free education. Shall fake Bejano to a job. Ni free education. Akaka is Kashayoshka.
Name Yoshka.
Then what can sphere? Back a BBB. I'm about to sister Ghana. Boy school. If you know again, back a BBB. I can't come sister Ghana. Or men no 1.2. Me my pay.
This is a crap for you. Charlie, the guy is saying, I said, I feel like Bejianoto. Charlie, you know Bejianoto. Yeah, this is Bejianoto. Come in Phineas, and I'm a Phoenix Bejianoto. Yeah, no, Nita, you have to help. This is electric guy. Hey, Charlie, the first woman was a seller of plastics.
She sells plastics,
and she was
complaining about those things.
Economy.
She was complaining about the economy. She says prices have been going up, and she pointed to the fact that a crate of eggs. So she was selling a crate of eggs. Said they had been brought from Kumasi at 62 cedis. She has to sell them at 65 cedis. And she says, look, you get the eggs, you have to buy rubber band, You have to buy a poly bag to pack them in. And then, then she went on to say that every day prices are going up. You go to buy items from a shop, your tally is 1,000 cedis. You think you've probably been ripped off, but when you go through, you realize that no, the amounts do add up. It says every day prices are going up. They keep talking about the dollar. She hasn't even seen a dollar before. But everything, the dollar affects everything.
Yeah.
And
she was not happy.
She was not happy at all. And she was saying the funny part on the lighter side. She said that's why she's drunk one cold Pepsi to cool off, and she's sitting down. I like that part.
She said the egg that they get is 60.
She said they get
for
62
cedis.
Yes.
And even though they want to sell for 65,
if somebody brings 60 cedis, you don't have a choice.
People are not buying because they don't have money.
People are not buying because they don't have money. And if you don't sell to the person can't also use it for what they need it for. And then you sell at a loss and things go south for you. And then
the second lady, the second woman.
Yeah, she was talking about having a child in Accra Academy, her second son. It was currently attends Accra Academy. Yeah. She says it is true. Yeah. We may not be paying for tuition and all of that, but they are spending so much on other things, on food. She said recently her child called that, or the school called that there was no food, and so they were letting the children come back home. Her son, she had to send her son 300 cedis a few weeks ago. Just last week, she had to send another 100 cedis because there was no food, and also he needed money for transportation to come back because it would soon be the holidays.
Wow.
She said, listen, they are not against the free SHS policy. They just want it to be properly implemented. All the negatives or the bad parts sorted out so they can fully enjoy the benefits of the policy.
So the Bejano Tonu is what?
Arrangement or plans.
Yes. I like the word. Caleb, you learned something new today. It's an Amihanic Bejanoto. I love it. 3 minutes past 8. Tech and social media trends brought to you by.
It's brought to us by First Bank Ghana and Telecel. First Bank Ghana says you can send money to our neighbors in Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, and it is very easy through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems (PAPS). You can send money and receive same. You just need to visit the First Bank Ghana branch to send the money, and then you can receive same, but you need to have a First Bank Ghana account. It's one way we put you first. To find out more about the PAPS, 0596 921 921 is the number to call. Tell us how more money promo says that over 50 winners have already walked away with 30,000 Ghana cedis each week in the weekly draw. We are getting closer to rewarding one customer with a grand prize of 1 million Ghana cedis, and it could be you. So all you have to do, keep purchasing data, airtime, reload your fixed broadband to get closer to becoming a millionaire. Dial star 500 cent. Win to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in for free. T's and C's apply. The promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Telecel, connecting energies.
Alright, so let's get into the segment now. The trends. And Nathan, what are we having today?
Yes, let's get into the trends. Lots of trending stories. National security is very high up on the trends. Is number 2 on my list. And for those who have been following the story, it involves Madame Sylvia Ba and some national security operatives, involved in an alleged kidnapping or abduction, whatever you want to call it. So national security is high up on the trends, and national security has released a statement saying that it is looking into it and that none of its operatives were involved in the Dastardly Act. So that's what is also trending. So in line with that, Sylvia Ba is trending. Emirates also trending. Two other stories that are trending. CHRAG is also trending. So that is trending together with National Cathedral and Kusi Boateng. So yesterday CHRAG released a report exonerating Reverend Kusi Boateng on some matters in connection with the National Cathedral. So people are talking about that. The sporting trends are also here. Still people are talking about Ruben Amorim and Man United and all of that. The basketball heads are also speaking. Warriors are trending. The Golden State Warriors, they blew an 18-point lead to lose to the Brooklyn Nets. So people are talking about that. And then for those who love music, Drake is trending. Now, if you followed for a few weeks ago or a few months ago, there was this huge beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Some people say Drake won, some people say Kendrick won. But Drake has issued a statement today saying that he's taking on Spotify and some record labels for allegedly hyping up Kendrick Lamar's numbers in terms of the streams and all, and he thinks it's unfair, and he tilted the beef towards Kendrick Lamar. So people are talking.
Drake is a softie.
People are talking
Drake
about
is a softie.
Drake. They're saying, but this guy, is he serious at all? Why is he saying this? You've lost the beef. You've lost the beef. Anyway, to some tech news, and Microsoft has said that most Outlook and Teams services have been restored or had been restored as of Monday evening after facing a full day of technical delays. The company added that full restoration of services will take place today. Now, the outages peak tracking site Down Detector showed more than 5,000 user reported problems, though the data does not fully reflect the scale. Microsoft said on Monday that it had seen some recovery after it deployed a fix to handle the problem, and so it was working hard to make sure that people's Teams and Outlooks were working well.
Bernard, just talking about what's trending. You know, the CD has also been in trending. So I've just been looking at what the BOG has posted on it. The spread is still very, very wide.
Spread between what and what?
Between what the people are doing on the market and what the official rate is. So for
What's
instance,
the official rate?
if you go to the US dollars column, they say 15.71 buying, and they are selling for 15.72.
Really?
For the US
But the newspaper today says 16.70.
Yeah, that's right. So why
a whole one CD gap?
Exactly. What is accounting for that gap?
Some people too are saying at 17.
Yeah, and then for the pound, they say 19.72 for those who are buying, and 19.74 for sellers. And then also for the euro, they are buying for 16.4 and then 16.4 selling. So
but the Bank of Ghana has been busy the past month or so shoring up the currency. What happened?
The governor said he has reserves, but he can't use all now. Because if he uses all now,
what would he use tomorrow?
not in the exact same. I mean, to be fair, not in the exact same. But that's
what he's saying. If he uses all now, what will he use?
For a bank to rely on, let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank be no lie? Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe, universal banking it in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt, they tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Kind of way, tell you so the more money promo
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Sankofa fufrabo, pepper powder, pepper ojawo. Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder. Abuna abonje krakra, Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder.
I am Wahinere Gifty Auntie.
You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms. Invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and receive a monthly income for the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Obrapa Ahotongwa.
Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
The Situation All-White Christmas Party is back! This Christmas Eve, forget the usual and step into a celebration like none other. The Situation All-White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue The Underbridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All-White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All-White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Orica Ghana, sole distributors of Carlsberg and Kiss Beer.
Guess who is turning 10? The Junction Mall is celebrating a decade of unforgettable moments, unbeatable shopping, and your favorite events. Join us for our 10th anniversary with unbelievable discounts, exciting events, and special giveaways just for you. Whether you're shopping, dining, or spending time with the family, there is something for everyone. From our loyal customers to our amazing stores, this celebration is for you. Come make memories with us as we say thank you for 10 amazing years at the Junction Mall. Do not miss all the fun and surprises. Visit us now, the Junction Mall. Join, explore, shop, enjoy. Celebrating 10 years, all for you.
Fastel, what's the package?
It's a jewelry. Grandma's 90th birthday gift. It cannot be late.
Don't worry, Fastel's on it.
But is your driver vetted?
We're more than vetted. Fastel couriers are rated, tracked, and trusted. You'll get real-time updates from pickup to delivery confirmation.
I can choose my courier and get multiple codes all in one place?
Exactly. We've got couriers competing to deliver your expensive jewelry.
I just got a notification. The jewelry is delivered.
For every parcel, every need, Fastel's got your back.
To register as a sender or a courier with Fastel, log on to fastel.com.gh or call 0303-958-303. And as a courier, this is an opportunity to even make more money. Fastel Limited. More options, more savings, great satisfaction.
This is the story of Kofi Ba from Takwa. His story has just begun, but it has a world of opportunity ahead of it. His first day at school, his last day in SHS, going to the university, getting into the fast food business, expanding into the delivery business, and
everything to look forward to. And just like Kofi Ba's story, Absa Bank believes there's something special about your story. And we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. Absa.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, mbra. Aye. Enu waje ni bi shin money e fine. Bi anele wana no kona.
Watch e better.
Watch e ta shimbra. Be first je na kan hon le. Bi ane ni bi ejele wa wonye ma eni ma hon le money first e hon ni na kan. Ofia no e chake akaba chake wo mi tan wo le nche ko e prepaid 1 million. Shone ni no mo shine no. Be na aje ba chale etan. Okay, be sano ya e ko won ya yin lo won ba se mbra. Mi en shiri do mo vote ko na sha fi na mi to ma vote. Yes.
Mini no ba kwe. Me ba no vote.
For gallon come 1,000. Maba. Me o mo watch o money be price. 8.8 maba. Mbra yo. Ete win maba. Common park ipon wo ke hon ni na post. Wele na post. Mi na afio. Afinele mi unke ma mi vote ko dan mom ni vote ko dan sha finele ma vote o mi nko mo ni ngba ba chon mi ake nke han le because we towo you tell ni obie na e towo wa ni bie na you tell ni obie un san chu ni san kran ni chu ni akucho na mi anye keke junki anye afi no ko no tumo ba akucho na mi young girls ke young boys no be come me ni yen je me na fa gbegbe SS na ke ni bi no tumo anye hia ewe hani yuta fokeke ni bi ne sa fefe tramo ke ni bi wo keji government ni baba alo wo MPN ni mba ne baba kwene me fende solve han wo kele ni ya wo mi afine mwele mi vote ko da sha fine ma vote ye mboni nani ne.
Voices from the market of Osu. More coming up later, but the new order of retirement is here. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. The best part is you get to enjoy a salary increase 16% in 2023-24 as well. Call Old Mutual on 0504 534 333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh or simply dial star 789 star 01 hash to request a call. Or Brapa Ahuntonkwa.
And did you know that most frogs can leap more than 20 times their body length?
Is it?
Yeah. Now just imagine your business with that kind of reach. Take that leap with Frog. So Frog is a bulk SMS voice messaging IVR and USSD platform from Wiggle. It's user-friendly, fast and reliable. So you get more features on one platform for all your bulk messaging needs, whether you're a church, financial institution, school, corporate organization or individual. If you need to reach people with your services, do it with Frog. Call these numbers 0553 019 529 or 0552 089 558. Get more information on www.wegal.com.gh. Frog, a leap into greatness. And gonna listen on the rugged and reliable Volkswagen Amarok manual transmission 2.0L diesel engine, delivering an impressive 132 kilowatts of power, now available at an unbeatable price of just 540,000 Ghana cedis. Is a special offer that's available while stocks last. So call or WhatsApp Universal Motors Limited on 054-4338-804 to secure yours today. Don't miss out. Act now.
Now, the management of the National Lottery Authority is informing all private lotto operators, entities, individuals who want to sell and operate lottery products that they should have picked up their forms or the application forms on the 1st of November. Don't worry, there's still time. 29th November is the deadline. Go and do that, because after that date, if you are planning to do anything outside the law, you will be dealt with. For further inquiries, get in touch with the NLA on 0266087966. NLA Development through Games. The Minerals Income Investment Fund is reminding all active and licensed gold mining entities, quarry operators, salt mining operators, limestone operators, and sand winners to pay the appropriate minerals royalties into the designated MIIF accounts at the Bank of Ghana or through the Ghana.gov platform to avoid sanctions. The MIIF is undertaking a nationwide operation to ensure that all mining companies comply with Section 28 of the Minerals Income Investment Fund Act 2018. Can get in touch with them via email nana.tando@miif.gov.gh or call 0201 855 660. More public service announcements, and the GRA this time is reminding all persons who have registered for VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy that the VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy and CST returns for October 2024 should be submitted not later than the 29th of November this year. Please do so to avoid sanctions. And if you have any questions, call or send a message to the GRA on 055-299-0000 or send an email info@gra.gov.gh.
Alright, so while we are at it with the voices from the market, I'm going to bring you some other issues. So the MP for North Tongue has been speaking about the CHRAG report, which had what we call mixed findings. Indeed, there are different angles to this CHRAG report. I'll bring you some highlights of the report before I bring you some reactions. In the meantime, your reactions to some of the voices you're hearing, a lot of folk talking about affordability in the voices we played. It seems as if the main concern has to do with cost of living, cost of food items, and that type of thing. Meanwhile, the Commission on Human Rights and Restorative Justice has recommended a forensic audit and potential prosecution of the trustees of the National Cathedral project. This comes after an investigation into allegations of corruption and abuse of power regarding the controversial project. Now, the findings were contained in a report dated November 22, 2024, following complaints by North Tongue MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. The report highlighted several breaches of Ghana's procurement laws, particularly in the award of the construction contract to Rebate Company Limited. CHRAG concluded that the contract was void ab initio for being entered into contrary to the mandatory provisions of the Procurement Act 663 as amended by Act 914. The report, signed by Joseph Whittle, who is the Commissioner of CHRAG, called on the Public Procurement Authority to intervene and cancel the contract with Rebate Company. The board of the Public Procurement Authority should intervene to cancel the contract for the construction of the National Cathedral between National Cathedral and Rebate, as it has the power to do so under the Procurement Act, it quoted. Additionally, CHRAG urged the Auditor General to conduct a forensic audit of the project, citing concerns about the 229 million cedi spent as of May 31, 2022, described as seed money. This sum of money has been expended on site preparations, contractors mobilization, US fundraising, consultants, and symposia, the report noted. Public interest dictates that there ought to be value for money in project execution. Unfortunately, this commission has no expertise to determine whether there has been value for money, considering the project remains in the same state. CHRAG expressed concern over the reputational risks posed by the project controversies, emphasizing that breaches of procurement laws could attract international embarrassment to the country, considering its international status and that of Rebate Company. The Commission further recommended the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral be subjected to investigations and possible prosecution for their role in awarding the contract in violation of procurement laws. The Commission further recommends for further investigation. Okay, the investigation was triggered by, of course, Okudzeto Ablakwa's petition. The government and the board have not yet responded to this. There were a couple of issues, whether Reverend Kusi Boateng owns two different passports with two different names. It was confirmed that his passport bore the one name, Kwabena Edu Jemfi. And then on the issue of conflict of interest, the report did not find evidence to prove same. All right. Then there's also so let's listen to first Bobby Banson. He's a lawyer for Reverend Kusi Boateng, whose passport bears the name what's the name? Forgive me. Whose passport bears a different name, but of course the claim was that he had two different passports with two different names. His passport bears the name Kwabena Edu Jemfi. And according to the report, he holds only one passport with the name. All right. Now, Mr. Okudzeto Ablakwa had petitioned on a number of things: the different passport names, conflict of interest in award of a contract to a company called JNS Talent Center, which is owned by the same Reverend Kusi Boateng, under the secondary identity Kwabena Edu Jemfi. CHRAG concluded that no service was rendered by JNS Talent Center, owned by the Reverend Kusi Boateng, under his secondary identity Kwabena Edu Jemfi, and that there was no evidence of the said payment, thus clearing him of conflict of interest. Now, I will get you to read full. There are other highlights of the report that are available, but I want to just take Bobby Banson's reaction to the issues around the two different names, two passport conflict of interest. Then we'll hear the petitioner's own response before we get into other details of the report if there's time. So here's Bobby Banson speaking to Umaru Sanda Amadu.
I believe that we can all accept that we cannot have different facts in respect of a matter. The facts that were alleged by the complainant did not support his allegations with the evidence when it mattered most. CHRAG has investigated, come to those conclusions. The two most important conclusions that he had two different passports with two different names. It found out that has never been the case. The second conclusion is that he received money for work that he claimed he had done, and the CHRAG found out that the money was never paid because of work. It was a refund or reimbursement of an amount that was advanced without one single cent of interest on it. So there was no conflict of interest situation that arose. At all points in time, the handlers of the National Cathedral knew that this same person was Kobnedu Jemfia, was Victor Kusi-Boateng. The only other issue is whether or not he has two tax identification numbers, and he obtained them in a manner that was illegal. CHRAG said they do not have the capacity to investigate that. That is already before the the Ghana Revenue Authority. They are investigating that. Perhaps they will come out with their final findings at a later date. But as it stands now, all the allegations that have been made, none of them has been proven so far.
Was your client heard, though, in the investigation?
Oh, yes. CHRAG asked for written responses, which we did. Remember, it was Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng, JNS Talent, and the other directors. There were oral hearings with the other directors, not Reverend Kusi-Boateng directly. But all the responses that were required by us, we provided it with all the supporting documents. So I would confirm that indeed CHRAG gave us an opportunity to be heard.
What's the consequence of this decision? Does it then mean that your client is only now known as Reverend Kusi-Boateng and not Kwabena Edu Jemfi, as was claimed by the Member of Parliament? Or this will simply be an alliance that he uses, which does not necessarily impugn any wrongdoing?
Well, we have always maintained that the proof of identity in our country is either your Ghana card or, with the worst case scenario, your passport. And there is no evidence that he's ever obtained a Ghana card in another name apart from Kwabena Edu Jemfi. There is no evidence that he's obtained a passport in another name other than Kwabena Edu Jemfi. And so that settles it. And CHRAG said there was no other evidence before them that he had obtained a passport or any other legal document, be it the Ghana card, in any other name apart from Kwabena Edu Jemfi.
How is your client proceeding after this clearance of his name? Are there any actions you're going to take subsequent to the decision by CHRAG?
Well, he had always knew this would be the conclusion because he knew the truth, and the truth is only one. The truth always stands. You recall that we commenced the defamation suit, which is still pending, based on the allegations that had been made by the complainant, and so I'll not be able to speak into those matters as well as it's still sub judice.
Very well. And in proceeding, the other aspects where CHRAG said it did not have capacity, would that be an area that you're going to explore further, or because no decision has been taken, you leave it as is?
No, we have not filed a complaint with any other person. The person who has filed the complaint has the burden to prove and to follow it through. As far as we are concerned, everywhere we've been asked to respond to those allegations, we have provided the necessary documents. And so that ends it for us.
Now, while you are celebrating the CHRAG victory, there was an earlier decision of the High Court on this same matter. When you weigh the two, which one should we deal with? The High Court decision on the one which Ablakwa seems to be holding as a flag of victory, suggesting that he has ended up being victorious. You also holding on to the decision of CHRAG. Which one should we deal with?
Well, we are not holding on to any decision as the basis of our client's innocence. The truth and the facts and the evidence in support. Are there, like I said, we can all have different opinions, but there can only be one set of facts. And the set of facts is what has been found and concluded. We didn't go to CHRAG. And so we are not saying that we needed CHRAG's decision to be able to clear, or as it were, confirm that our client has not done anything illegal as had been touted by the complainant. In any event, that decision of the High Court is the subject of an appeal. And so we would also not speak into that because it's subject of an appeal pending currently at the Court of Appeal.
All right, so those were just highlights of that interview. So as I say, there were issues around a potential dual identity, and what CHRAG did was to look at the documents available to them, which is the passports and the diplomatic passport, and say it's the same name. All right. Then there's the issue of conflict of interest, which they say they did not find. Then there's the issue of procurement breaches, which they say are rife, which they believe merit the stoppage. First, they said that the Public Procurement Authority can stop specific procurement, and then they think that there's further investigation required either by the Aegis Department or the Special Prosecutor. All right. So there's a lot of things in the report. It's 165 pages, by the way. Let's hear Kujotoa Blackwell's reaction to this before we can get in some other highlights of the report.
They don't keep records. National Cathedral Secretariat also didn't keep records. The CHRAG report actually recommends that they should take all of them through a course on proper corporate governance. Your summary of the CHRAG report is not what I get when I read the CHRAG report. And you may have to read the report again. CHRAG only says on the matter of passports that when they went into the database of passports, they found out that all passports were in a particular name, Kwabna Edu Jemfi. That's all what CHRAG is saying. And that confirms the point I have always made, that he was appointed as Victor Kusi Boateng to the board of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. However, when the state decided to give him a diplomatic passport to carry out his work, that diplomatic passport was issued in a different name, not in Victor Kusi Boateng, but in Kwabna Edu Jemfi. The CHRAG report is confirming that his diplomatic passport, indeed all his passports, are in the name Kwabna Edu Jemfi, not Victor Kusi Boateng. The CHRAG report has not disputed the double identity scam he engaged in. Indeed, when you read the report fully, CHRAG says that they are recommending the double identity scam he engaged in to the Attorney General for further investigation. Because I produced evidence from the DVLA, where over there in the DVLA database, he operates as Victor Kusi Boateng. I also produced evidence from the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, where he is operating in a dual capacity. He has a set of companies he incorporated under the name Victor Kusi Boateng with a different mother, a different date of birth, 2 years apart. And then a different set of companies he operates as Kwabna Edu Jemfi. CHRAG is saying that all of those matters, the Attorney General should investigate them. But it is only on the issue of passports that they found out that he doesn't have two different passports. All the passports are in the name Kwabna Edu Jemfi. So I am shocked to be seeing headlines that he has been exonerated. Exonerated on what? The fact that he has engaged in a double identity scam has not been cleared. Read the CHRAG report carefully. He has not been cleared of that. And don't forget that a high court, the Human Rights Court, had the opportunity to go into this matter. And he dragged me to that court saying that I had violated his right to privacy, had violated his fundamental human rights, and that what I had put out was not true. When the court looked at the evidence, the court, in his judgment, said everything I had put out is true. That what he did, to quote the court verbatim, that his conduct borders on criminality. That's not me saying. That's the court. So let's be careful. There's a lot of propaganda out there. I know that election season, this is somebody who we all know is a top advisor to Bawumia and Akufo-Addo. The MPP is desperate to have seen a lot of MPP propagandists distort the CHRAG report and say that he has been cleared of double identity. They should quote a paragraph where CHRAG states that this man has not engaged in a double identity scam. I challenge them to produce any portion of the report. All CHRAG has said is that they didn't find 2 passports in 2 different names. But doesn't it hit you as strange that somebody is appointed as Victor Kusi Boateng, official capacity, official position, and then when it comes to a diplomatic passport being issued for the person to carry out his official assignment, it is issued in a different name, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. So this is, look, until my expose, who in this country knew that Victor Kusi Boateng was Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi? Who? So this is actually a confirmation of everything I've put out. So I don't see how this will amount to an exoneration or me having been defeated at CHRAG. It's all just empty propaganda.
Okay, I want to lift a few of the claims that have been made by the Commission in its report. I'm looking at page 141, and if you will indulge me, I just want to read that.
Sure.
It says that searches through to 2021 indicated that, quote, there is no Victor Kusi Boateng in the passport database, unquote. The data provided the Commission shows that the 4th respondent currently holds 1 non-extant passport number, has been quoted here, issued on 27th October 2021 and set to expire on 26th October 2031, and 1 diplomatic passport with the number quoted here on 25th November 2021, expiring on 24th November 2025. 2 ordinary passports earlier issued to him have since expired. Based on the evidence before it, the Commission finds that, contrary to the complainant's allegations that the 4th respondent, Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, holds 2 different passports, each bearing 1 of his 2 names with different dates of birth on each document. The 4th respondent rather holds 1 diplomatic and 1 ordinary passport only under his name, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. For avoidance of doubt, at no point in time has the 4th respondent been issued a passport under his name, Victor Kusi Boateng. So this is in response to the issue 7 in your petition. Now, if you look at that carefully, the Commission is saying that in your petition, you allege that he had 2 different passports with 2 different names and 2 different dates of birth. The Commission is saying it has not found any such thing.
Yes, that is on passports. And the foreign minister said same in Parliament when I filed a question on this matter. The foreign minister, if you recall, and listeners can Google this, the foreign minister said that the passports issued to Victor Kusi Boateng were issued to him in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. CHRAG should have proceeded to analyze all the other IDs. Why did CHRAG, in this particular paragraph, in this page, why did they focus on only the passport database? Why didn't they go into the DVLA database, where he operates as Victor Kusi Boateng? Why didn't they go into the GRA database, where he operates as both Victor Kusi Boateng and Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi with different things?
8:38, 8:39 on the Citi Breakfast Show, which are Blackwa speaking to Umar Sandamon. This coming up shortly. I think there are more grave issues beyond even name and the conflict of interest. The more grave issues around the procurement, the amounts of money spent, and what CHRAG is now recommending to be done, which I think because of the fuss around the names, that has been glossed over. All right. So if you and by the way, if you look at the members of the board of trustees at National Cathedral, these are very prominent people in society. So if you go to page 137, it says this call for investigation and subsequent prosecution, if necessary, is directed at members of the board of trustees of the National Cathedral who were members as of 2021, and Dr. Polo Kuku Mensah, Executive Director of the National Cathedral of Ghana, when the contract for the construction was awarded to Rebate Company Limited. The trustees include Apostle Professor Puku Nyina, Chairman of Pentecost Chairperson, who is the chairperson, Archbishop Charles Palmer Buckle, Metropolitan Chief Archbishop Cape Coast, who is the vice chairman, Most Reverend Bishop Justice Ofeya Krofi, Anglican Archbishop Emeritus, who is a member, Most Right Reverend Professor Emmanuel Mati, former moderator of the Presbyterian Church, member, Most Reverend T.K. Awachi Pratt, presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church, member, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, presiding Archbishop and General Overseer, Action Chapel International, member, Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayi, Executive Secretary, Salt and Light Ministries, member, Bishop Dark Heward Mills, presiding Bishop Lighthouse Group of Churches, member, Reverend Isud Anaba, founder and president, Isud Anaba Ministries, member, Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, founder of Power Chapel Worldwide, member, stroke secretary, and Reverend Dr. Frimpong Manso, General Superintendent, Assemblies of God,
former
at the time. Okay. Now, so that's issue 5, all right. And now, if you get into the findings and the recommendations, they now talk about the role they think the special prosecutor or the attorney general can play, and then they also then do the procurement issues which they believe clearly there were procurement breaches. So it's, for me, I think it's a damning report, right? I think it has more, it agrees more with the petitioner than it disagrees with him, except of course on the issue of conflict of interest in the matter of JNS talent. But of course people are picking the parts that has been in the news, the name and that type of thing, right? But it's a very serious report which is essentially saying that the way the procurement was done for the project was not right, and that the Public Procurement Authority should deal with it, right? So let me read some of the recommendations for you.
Please do.
Now, in light of the foregoing, 162, and in light of commissions taking note of the fact that the Board of Trustees of National Cathedral are all clergymen who may or may not be well versed in corporate governance, the Commission recommends additionally the capacity building and on good corporate governance be organized for the board members by credible professionals such as the Institute of Directors, Ghana, to sensitize them on good corporate policies and practices in the conduct of their official duties. Also of crucial importance is the amount spent so far on the cathedral. Our investigation showed that as of 3rd May 2022, the amount of 225,962,500 Ghana cedis described as seed money had been released for the construction of the National Cathedral per Exhibit 9. This sum of money has been expended according to Exhibit 9 on site preparations, contractors mobilization, US fundraising, consultants and symposia. The stated sum of money is no small amount. Public interest dictates that there ought to be value for money in project execution. Unfortunately, the Commission has no expertise to determine whether there has been value for money considering the project remains in the same state. Accordingly, the Commission recommends that the Auditor General should conduct a forensic audit on the construction of the National Cathedral project from its inception to date to ascertain whether monies released for its construction have been properly utilized. Having found that the contract awarded to Rebate Company is void ab initio for being entered into contrary to the mandate provision of the Procurement Act, the Commission also recommends that the Board of Public Procurement Authority should intervene to cancel the contract for the construction of the National Cathedral between the National Cathedral and Rebate Company, as it has the power to do so under the Procurement Act. The Commission further recommends for further investigation and possible prosecution of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, who superintended over the award of the contracts to Rebate Company in disregard of Act 663 as amended. These breaches of the procurement laws have the potential of courting international embarrassment to the country, considering its international status and that of the company. I'm going back to the earlier recommendations, So let's do observations and recommendations. The Commission notes with great concern the informal nature surrounding the processes leading up to the transfer of the money to the National Cathedral by the 5th respondent. Administrative lapses at such high positions should not be countenanced. Good corporate governance requires that minutes of directors' meetings ought to be taken and kept in a minute book. Guys, this is National Cathedral. Look. This is to ensure the documentation of key issues discussed at meetings. Unfortunately, both the National Cathedral of Ghana and the fifth respondent company failed to take minutes of meetings under which the issue of financial assistance was discussed. Most importantly, Section 1883 of the Act 992 mandates minutes of meetings of directors to be taken and kept in a book. Section 1883 provides thus: a company shall cause minutes of the proceedings of meetings of the directors and a committee of directors to be entered in a book or books kept for the purpose. On the issue of absence of minutes, the board chair of the third respondent stated thus: documentation on issues involving the National Cathedral of Ghana and JNS Talent Center from January 2020 to September 2021. Kindly note it was a normal administrative transaction and it was therefore not recorded in the minutes of the book. It was an offer made by JNS Limited which was paid within a short period. The fifth respondent, through his representative, the sixth respondent, also stated during his interview with the commission that, quote, our modus operandi is that we agree among ourselves and not to take minutes of directors' meetings. This is rather a very unfortunate situation and needs to be discouraged. It has the potential to cast doubts in the minds of ordinary men of the integrity of transactions and is a very dangerous practice. Guys, this is CHRAG, I'm quoting, these are not my words. Now, they are commenting on the sixth respondent's response, who said that their modus operandi is that they agree among themselves and do not take minutes of directors' meetings. And according to CHRAG, this is a rather unfortunate practice that needs to be discouraged, which has the potential to cast doubts in the minds of the ordinary man on the integrity of the transactions and is a very dangerous practice. Go on. The danger of such informality in handling of affairs is evidenced in the situation where the resolution of the fifth respondent's company to transfer money to the National Cathedral predated the formal request for the company by the third respondent. The resolution to transfer money to the National Cathedral by the third respondent was passed on 25th August 2021, whereas the formal request for the loan by the National Cathedral is dated 26th August 2021. In light of the foregoing and in light of the Commission taking notice of the fact that the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral are all clergymen who may or may not be well versed in corporate governance, the Commission recommends additionally that capacity building on good corporate governance be organized for the board by credible professional bodies such as IOD to sensitize them on good corporate governance. And then the 225 million cedis described as seed money, according to the Commission, is not a small amount, and that public interest dictates that there ought to be value for money in project execution. But because the Commission, which is CHRAG, has no expertise to determine whether there's been value for money or not, they are recommending that the Auditor General should conduct a forensic audit on the construction of the National Cathedral project from its inception to date to ascertain whether monies released for its construction have been properly utilized. Having found that the contract awarded to rebid is void ab initio for being entered into the contract, they recommend that they cancel it. All right. Now let's go to conclusion. In conclusion, the complaint is justified in part at the end of the investigation. The claim of conflict of interest relating to the fourth respondent is without merit based on the result of investigations, while allegations of breaches of mandatory procurement provision under the Public Procurement Act as amended have been justified. Right, which is why Umar Risana said it is 1-1 draw. On the issue of conflict of interest between Reverend Kusi Boati and his company, they did not find. But on the issue of procurement breaches, they did find. The Commission takes the opportunity to express its gratitude to the parties, especially the complainant and his lawyers, for the cooperation extended to the Commission during the investigation. Signed by Dr. Joseph Whittle, 22nd November. So this came on Friday. Somehow it got into the media yesterday. Let me summarize the relief sought, if you have them in front of you, because I think it will be important, because they dealt with the two key issues, conflict of interest and procurement breaches. But the petitioner had at least 5 reliefs he was seeking. And I just wanted to share that with the listeners before, if we have any further comments to pass, we will go through. So the petition was for an investigation into state funds paid to JNS Talent Center by the Controller and Accountant General's Department at the National Cathedral of Ghana pursuant to Article 218 of the 92 Constitution. Now, Nathan, if you can share with me the 5 reliefs.
Yes. So it says it is the petitioner's prayer, and the petitioners, of course, Honorable
Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Yes.
And by the way, first respondent, president, appointee in charge of Ministry of Finance, that's Finance Ministry. Second respondent, head of Control and Accountant General Department, a subsidiary agency at the Ministry of Finance. Third respondent is board appointed by the president with oversight over the Cathedral. Fourth respondent is founder of Power Chapel, Kusi Boateng.
Okay.
Fifth respondent is a company limited by shares registered by the Republic of Ghana, that's JNS Talent. Sixth respondent is a branch pastor of the church. Sixth and seventh respondents are together with a certain Kwabena Idujemfi as directors of the fifth respondent, the GNS Talent. So those are the respondents.
Yes. So the relief sought, it is the petitioner's prayer that the commission, one, investigates the appointment of contractors for the National Cathedral project, which petitioner believes were done without adherence to the public procurement procedures and laws. Two, investigate payment of a sum of 2,600,000 Ghana cedis and any other payments made to JNS Talent Center Limited from state resources. Three, investigate the conflict of interest complaint against Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, who's the fourth respondent, in his dual capacity under separate identities as director of both the National Cathedral and JNS Talent Center Limited and related matters. 4, to take the appropriate action or steps for the remedying, restraining, correction, or reversal of offending conduct or actions. And 5, to recommend sanctions for offending conduct or action. Signed, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, MP, the petitioner.
I need to point out that some of the board members resigned before this matter got to this stage. So if you remember, Daggy Mills wrote a letter resigning from the board.
Was it before the transactions complained of were made?
I'll check the date. Yes, but I recall that he had written a letter to the board chairman complaining about how things were happening, and there was a response in the media from the chairman of the board at the time. So he raised some matters, and indeed, when Okudzeto Ablakwa was filing his petition, he cited, at least in interviews, the challenges that people like Daggy Odnos had expressed about the way things were done on the board before his resignation. Subsequently, Duncan Williams and Isu Anaba also resigned from the board. So I'm just putting that out there for the record. Right? Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just trying to say that what I do know is that the DAG one, when Ablakwa was filing this, he had already raised those procurement issues. Not procurement, he had raised concern about the way the board was working and written a letter asking for a response. And then the chairman responded to him, and then he subsequently resigned prior to the petition.
Yeah, because the reason I'm raising it is the recommendation for prosecution should be done would affect specific people who at the material time of the giving of the contract impugned were in office as trustees.
I can easily check this. Maul, if you can just retrieve for me the letter and the resignation of Bishop Dag, and also the letter and resignation of Isu Anaba. We'll look at the timelines for that, and then we'll just track that with the specific time. And by the way, though, the amounts of money paid were at different points. And then the procurement of Rebad Company, that one, there's a specific date to it. But the 260 million, there were different payments under by about 6 different items. So we'll need to be a bit more careful to know the specific dates. But I take that point. But it's also important to point out that 3 of the people mentioned to be on the board have resigned. That's all right, which is fair. And they gave reasons publicly for their resignation. They had issues with how things were happening. My concern is a few things. So the meat of the petition, in my view, was conflict of interest by the secretary of the board and awarding a contract to JNS Talent, and then procurement breaches and awarding a contract to the company that did the first part of the project. Somehow, a lot of the reportage has been about a certain clearing of a name of double identity. I blame the way maybe we media we like that type of story. I don't know, but it seems to me as if you are to weigh the key issues in the relief sought, conflict of interest and procurement breaches are obviously higher than the 2 names, right? Because we're talking about 260 million cedis. If there are procurement breaches and awarding contract of that amount, somebody can have 2 names. I'm not saying it's not a big issue, but almost all the headlines, at least from yesterday, were focused on the name part, which I find a bit troubling.
Okay, let me caveat my presentation knowing that there are a number of matters in the courts surrounding this particular matter, and therefore I'll be careful how I deal with my submissions on the matter, especially given that I am an officer of the court. I have some responsibilities to the court. But this submission is largely for purposes of public education. Now, the mandate of CHRAG includes, amongst other things, investigating matters having to do with conflict of interest, abuse of human rights, and related issues. It does not include investigating criminal conduct.
Okay.
So when matters of criminal conduct are raised, that is not the proper forum. And even where during the course of the investigations they come to a finding that points to possible criminal conduct, the constitutional provision and the statute, the law governing what they do, allow for references to be made to the appropriate institution, including the Attorney General in this case, for them to do what is needed. So once allegations of possible criminality have been raised in relation to breaches of the Procurement Act, that is why they are referring that aspect of the matter to the Aegis Department for the appropriate investigations, and what should happen. Now, coming back to the specific allegation regarding possible double identity, I think I've not read the report fully.
Its entirety.
Yeah, that's right. So let me also issue that caveat. But it does seem to me that CHRAG's findings are based, strictly speaking, which is allowed to some extent, on the allegation by the Honorable Kujetua Blakwa that the gentleman, he believes, has a passport in a name that is different from what was originally presented. In which case, we are saying that, okay, he has a name, Kusi Boateng, which is a different name, and he has another name, Edu Jemfi, which is another name. And that in both cases, he alleged that he has a name, Kusi Boateng, on the passport, and he has reasons to believe that the name, this is even confusing, Kwabena Edu Jemfi is also on a different passport. Do you understand? Now, it seems to me, reading the relevant sections of the CHRAG report, CHRAG is saying that we went into the system, and based on your claim that the man has two different passports, all bearing different names, Edu Jemfi, and then Kusi Boateng, we did not establish that indeed those facts can be upheld by us on the basis of the evidence before us. Are you following what I'm saying?
I get it.
And then on the basis of that, they then proceed to hold that they did not find conflict of interest. I hope you understand my logic. Someone alleges that the man has two identities, and the person produces document to show that yes, from the records you can see a certain document suggesting that this is his identity, but the person asserts that he has some other evidence. He believes that the person holds a passport with a different name. The person investigating, in this case CHRAG, goes into the records and establishes that no, the only document that we have seen is that he has a name, Edu Jemfi, on his on only one passport, and that passport has only that name. As for Kusi Boateng, they've not found that. And then CHRAG, on the basis of that, it seems to me, proceeds to hold that it did not make a finding of conflict of interest, and that is problematic for me. The reason is that if we say Godfred Odu has another name, which is what? The Lakofi. Right?
No, the richest man.
The richest man. Let's go with that. We do all know that is his other name. Then he registers a company in the name the richest man. Right? He was appointed to serve on a certain board
as the richest man.
Then he has a passport showing the name Godfred Odu. And then the allegation is made that the person who sits on the board is the same person in person, not in name.
Yeah.
You understand? The same person in person sitting on a certain board, making decisions which appear to create the impression that these are two different people, but in fact, these are the same people. They are one and the same.
Yes, sir.
For which reason there is
potential conflict
of interest. Now, for you to establish that, you don't simply go, and I have so much respect for Dr. Whittle, and I'm not suggesting that he's done a show. I think he's done a fantastic job.
I'll explain to you why they said there was no conflict of interest, but you go on. Go on.
Now, if you proceed on that, and then you come to the conclusion that, you told us that he has two different passports. We found that he has only one passport. And they proceed, amongst other things, to hold that there was no conflict of interest, unless there's some other fact that leads them to that conclusion, and I've not seen that based on what I have read that far. Then there is a problem there. Unless you can point me to some area. I've conceded, I've not read a full report, but it will be curious for a finding of fact to be made to that extent without actually uncovering who is actually the Kusi Boateng. If the admission is made that, Kusi Boateng is the same as this Edu Jemfi, and it is the case that within the records of the GRA, we have this other person presenting as this other person, those are facts that could have been brought up without impugning criminality in there, because criminality then will fall within the remit of some other person. But to determine whether there was a conflict of interest, we need to know who is Kusi Boateng, and we need to also know who is Edu Jamfi. It seems to me that there is some confusion.
What I'm trying to say is that my understanding of what I've seen, I'm looking for the specific page, is that the conflict of interest is not necessarily predicated on whether it's the same person or not, or whether the transaction did take place, which is where I am going to.
Okay, go to that page. Because, you see, I heard the explanation that the company gave out some money, and that money was paid back.
I think that's what they're trying to say.
But you see, that would be to look at it on the surface. You need to dig in. Who are the registered officials of the company? And that information, you get it at the Registrar General's Department. What is their identity? What proof of identity did they present at that ministry, at that office, in order to have their company registered? Now, if we can establish that the person who was registered as Kusi Boateng is the same as the person who now presents himself in a different capacity, in this case with some other institution, and that person is taking a decision, which decision affects a state institution in one way or the other, but the person is presenting himself as two different individuals, then there is constructive evidence of conflict of interest. Because it is me, Richard Sky, claiming my ID is this, and claiming in another capacity that my name is this, and yet acting as the same person with two different names, under circumstances that raise issues of possible wrongdoing. You understand? So the CHRAG would need to dig deep into the identity that is claimed beyond what
document they have in front of them.
Exactly.
Which is why the petitioner in the interview with Citi said he found the conclusion that there was no conflict of interest to be strange. Right? This is what he said. Right?
You see, let me say though that it seems to me that CHRAG reduced its efforts to what Okudzeto Ablakwa himself claimed. Because if you go somewhere in the report, and if you, with your permission,
but they are dealing with the petitioners. They can, I don't know if they can. Can CHRAG go beyond what the petitioner seeks? Is it possible to do this? Because I know that I've heard before that sometimes when
you deal with what is before you.
Exactly.
But in order to do a 360 job, it will require, in many cases, to go beyond what is claimed superficially.
Okay.
Because under the law, CHRAG has the mandate to summon documents which are relevant for determining a matter before it. The question is, is it the case that the gentleman who is being accused has some other identity allegedly presented before another institution?
So
of
they
state?
they could have chosen not to restrict themselves to say passport.
The passport matter, exactly.
So they could have decided to do driver's license, birth certificate, and all of those if they wanted. Some could also say that I think the lawyer for Kusi Boateng was on Eyewitness News yesterday. He said that the Ghana passport is the main form of identity, I think.
Yeah, but you see, that is not even the point. That matter was determined within the context of elections, and what to present for purposes of identifying who is a Ghanaian and all of
so
that.
Can we not stretch that to identity of a Ghanaian? Because I thought there was a case that said that a birth certificate is not a proof of identity.
It is the Supreme Court said that within the context of determining who is qualified to register.
It shouldn't be broadened to mean that only the passport identifies it.
Yeah, but in this particular case, the question is whether an individual is acting in two different capacities with two different identities, but pretending allegedly to be different people and not connected in any way to one another. If you go into the report, page 10, there's a paragraph there, 6, says, on the request for fourth respondent's Victor Kusi Boateng passport, I have compelling cause to believe that he possesses another passport in his Victor Kusi Boateng identity, similar to how he successfully obtained a passport in his Kwabena Edu Jemfi identity. So far, I have secured his Kwabena Edu Jemfi passports, including a diplomatic one. Do you understand? So, the Honorable Hujetua Blakwa makes the claim that, look, I have evidence. That evidence is that the name Edu.
Yes, a person named Kwabena Edu Jemfi.
Exactly. However, I believe, so in this case, he's not saying that he has proof. He believes that the same person has some other passport in the name of this Kusi Boateng name.
Yeah.
You understand?
Which the CHRAG could not find. So CHRAG said, for us, the passport we found, and then, by the way, the foreign minister had gone to parliament under a question from the MP to confirm same that when it comes to passports, the man's passports are only in the name Kwabena Edu Jemfi. So you could also say that is not probably any new discovery.
Exactly. So
but
that's
they
why
confine themselves to the document, the claim the petitioner made. What they found.
You see, that is where my problem is. I'm not saying that they've done a bad job. I know Dr. Joseph Whittle is a fantastic, brilliant legal luminary in a distinguished in his field. But I'm saying that it would seem to me, and I stand to be corrected.
You are saying these are your preliminary thoughts.
Exactly.
Because
if that
got into the full details of the report, just the summary.
Exactly. If that is the case, then there are problems there. They ought to have gone beyond that.
All right.
Now, having said that, and I think that the criminal element of it would have to be delved into by the Attorney General to determine whether these people are the same and whether there are issues to do with that. But, Bernard, I think the bigger issue has got to do with the damning findings made by CHRAG concerning the individuals who sanctioned procurement processes that are, on the facts of the findings made by the CHRAG report, in conflict with the law.
Let me just say something quickly. The payments were made in 2021.
Okay.
The procurement of the services of the contractor or the company was prior to even 2021.
Okay.
The resignation from the board was in 2022.
Okay, then.
So August 2022. So the letter that wrote was in June 2022. He resigned August 22. Eastwood and Duncan also followed within the same period. So the incidents reported of took place before the resignation, just for the record.
Exactly. That's good. And that's why I raised the issue earlier. So you see, I note CHRAG's attempt to say that the individuals may or may not know the nuances of corporate governance obligations imposed on trustees or board directors. So may or may not. So they may know or they may not know. So that's enough room for them to wriggle out of. But Bernard, that without more does not allow you as a person sitting on a board to have the way to argue that you have nothing to do with it. Because if you are appointed to serve on a board you knew or ought to know that these are the obligations that come with your mandate. And that you are the people who are going to ensure that officers who are steering the affairs of that institution act in a way that is consistent with the law.
Sky, I think that is why in the June letter that Doug Hayward Mills wrote, he raised specific questions about the role of the board, if you permit me.
Okay.
June 22, Charismatic Bishops Conference, completion of National Cathedral. I write this letter as a further letter to my first letter dated 2nd October 2018. So the issues he started raising were from 2018. My second letter dated 4 December 2018, and my third letter dated April 2021. So this is a timeline, which I wrote to chairman and to all trustees of the National Cathedral. I do not believe that all the things that I wrote earlier, I do believe, forgive me, that all the things that I wrote earlier are valid and perhaps even more pertinent at this time. So this was a fourth letter.
Beautiful.
So you have October 2018, December 2018, April 2021, and now June 2022. I wish to state that I am a full believer in the National Cathedral, and my involvement in the National Cathedral is only because I believe in the President's vision. I feel pressed to write a further letter to suggest again some ideas that I believe will help move us forward. It is important to organize ourselves strategically from this point onward so we can complete what we have started. At this time, I would like to make some additional suggestions to the Board of Trustees so that all trustees concerned with the Cathedral will take time to consider again my meager contribution and suggestions on this all-important project. 1, or A, definition of relationship. I suggest that the relationship between the state and the church in terms of National Cathedral be defined properly in such a way that we all understand our place and roles. As it stands, it has been mentioned that National Cathedral is somehow registered as a state organization under the National Monuments and Museums Board. It is also a fact that National Cathedral is registered as a private company limited by guarantee. These two types of organizations are very different, and even if there is a complex relationship between the two, we can define and clarify the relationship properly if we attend to it seriously. I suggest we have 3 bodies to accomplish our goals: a Board of Trustees, an Executive Council, and a Government Council. B, role and responsibilities of the Board, Executive Council, and Board of Trustees. So it goes on to give suggestions. I do recall that I spoke about this. So now, the reason I'm reading this is that in subsequent communication, the reason he resigned was that he said things were happening that he did not know, or he, as a board member, was not aware of. So they will hear that somebody's building something, somebody's doing something, and they don't know what's happening, but they are on a board. So I'm using that to come to the point you are making about the role of a board, which is possibly why the 3 resigned. If you can read that.
Also, Bernard, there was a response from the National Cathedral, the Board of Directors, to Bishop Doug Hayward Mills, which I also have here. So, I mean, if you are done with Bishop Doug's reasons for resigning.
So this one was not a resignation yet. This one was the suggestion about how they were composed.
Right.
The resignation is now 14th August. Dear sir, so let me read the resignation letter. Resignation from National Cathedral Board of Trustees. 1, I'm a firm believer, and this to the chairman, I'm a firm believer in the President's vision to build a National Cathedral for Ghana. I wholeheartedly support the President's ambition to build a National Cathedral to the glory of our Lord, and have desired to freely contribute to the project in every possible way. 2, I put my thoughts, ideas, and suggestions and questions and comments in writing for discussion at our meetings, so they could be addressed in an organized fashion. Further, it is out of respect to the Board of Trustees that I have spent several long hours to write and address the chairman and other honorable members of the board in a thoughtful and coordinated fashion. 3, thank you for the audience to address my last letter written to the board dated June 22, which highlights I read. Respectfully, there are matters arising from our conversation at the meeting of the board of 8th August 2022. 4, our meeting on 8th August 2022 did not address satisfactorily the issues I put forward in my letter to the Board of Trustees dated June 2022. I do feel that the treatment of the issues I have raised in my several letters have been unfortunate. My letters have been ignored in the past, not attended to for years, and at best addressed flippantly. You may recall I have spoken passionately and written extensively about the costs and design, the location, the fundraising, the mobilization of the churches, and the role of the trustees. Take note of the role of the trustees. These, if heeded to, would have made our project more achievable. Generally speaking, my inputs, my opinions, and my letters have been trivialized and set aside. As per the President's verbal appointment of myself at the beginning of the project, I was named as one of the Board of Trustees and have approached our work on the board as diligently as I can. In recent revelations at a board meeting, I learned to my surprise that I am not duly so registered as a director of the company of the National Cathedral of Ghana, a company limited by guarantee. Instead, some other people whom I have never met are the real trustees of this esteemed board. I do not believe this is an oversight, but a deliberate exclusion from the board. 6 years is a long time to correct this failure to register me, if indeed it was an administrative lapse. 6. I have therefore accepted for some time now that I am not a trustee of the National Cathedral, but I still have sought to help with the National Cathedral because I believe in the President's vision and I do not have to be a legally registered trustee to do so. I refer to myself in this letter as a trustee because even though I'm not privy to most of the weighty decisions of the board, I am referred to as such. Take note of my emphasis. The role of the state and the church in this project continues to be unclear. This lack of clarity is robbing our vision of the validity it needs. Over and over, I have asked that we address this appropriately and urgently because there are many dire implications to the trustees and the individuals involved in the project. 8. It is noteworthy that the duties of directors as per Companies Act, Act 992-2019, 171, states, quote, directors means those persons by whomsoever name called who are appointed to direct and administer the business of the affairs of the company. Obviously, we as trustees are not the ones directing and administering the affairs of the National Cathedral. Most of the weighty decisions concerning this huge project are not taken by the trustees. 9. I have been a reachable and available trustee and attended every single meeting of trustees since this pandemic began, in person and by Zoom, and the record should show that. If I say that I, as a trustee, do not know many of the financial and technical issues concerning the cathedral, it means the discussions about the National Cathedral were held by some people outside the trustees' meetings or perhaps in the forum that I was not present or invited to. 10. The National Cathedral of Ghana is a company registered by guarantee, placing fiduciary duties on its directors and trustees. I am concerned because I have so far not been involved in any financial issues or decisions, nor have I been involved in deciding on the technical issues of this huge project. And yet, it seems some of these massive decisions are being erroneously ascribed to us as trustees. The few technical and financial issues I have raised in my letters have been ignored, set aside, and disdained. 11. On the one hand, the National Cathedral is said to be a government of Ghana project, with the government taking financial decisions. Yet on another hand, at meetings, it is implied that the trustees have taken or participated in taking these decisions. Examples of such decisions are as follows. A. The decision to get a quantity surveyor to cost this project was not taken by the trustees. I know of David Ajay as the architect, but I do not know of any independent quantity surveyor who costed the design of the architect. Listen to this. So I know of David Ajay as an architect, but I do not know of any independent quantity surveyor who costed the design of the architect. The cost of the project is determined by the quantity surveyor, whose work would then be challenged or accepted by the client and lead to some modifications of the designs. I do not know of any consultant quantity surveyor ever presenting the costs of the design given by Mr. Ajay for analysis. To my knowledge, no quantity surveyor has priced this project and presented it to the trustees for approval or vetting. Very critical point, Sky. The relationship between a surveyor, a QS, and an architect. Because you know that if an architect comes with a design, it's a QS, then we match the two. B. I'm aware and therefore not involved in how the price of the project has kept changing at different times and has been presented to and accepted by the trustees. I am unaware of and not involved with the decision that a biblical garden and museum should be added to the project, resulting in massive price changes to the project. D. I am unaware of how the cost of the gardens and the Bible Museum were arrived at. E. As a trustee, I equally read in the news of many issues concerning the National Cathedral, and I am as surprised as the public about these facts. Most of these facts. F. The fact that trustees do not know what is going on is affirmed by the fact that at a point we were asked not to answer questions about National Cathedral to the press, and only one person was supposed to speak to the press. If we as trustees who are managing the business of the cathedral, how come we cannot reasonably answer any question concerning the cathedral? Indeed, it is because we truthfully do not know much about what is happening that we are told not to answer the questions to the press. G. In the recent press conference we held, we did not actually answer many of the pertinent questions posed to us as trustees because we could not. Some of the news reports put the estimated cost at $100 million in 2019. In 2021, this same project was estimated to cost $200 million. Another board member told the media that the estimated cost for the construction was $200 million in 2022. Then in June this year, it was said on GTV that the estimated cost was $350 million. Then the lawyer for the Italian firm Rizzani di Ecce mentioned that it cost US, I think the figure didn't come, a different amount. Then again, in an interview with Legal 500, a website that publishes analysis of the capabilities of law firms around the world, Simon Bagnariol, the lawyer, said his team has been able to finalize a $400 million contract for a cathedral project in Ghana. Obviously, he did not finalize the contract with trustees nor give us a bill for that. How come we are now the ones said to be seeking a loan to pay that amount of money, which we don't know how or when it was arrived at? Who are the unknown persons or bodies who transact this business on behalf of the National Cathedral? Should such agreements and businesses of the cathedral then be ascribed to the trustees? I am unaware and not involved in how the price of the project moved from an initial cost of $100 million to an eventually become $400 million. How then could the trustee be the one to seek a loan for a bill to which he does not know how it was generated? Serious, Sky. He lists about 10 other things he's unaware of.
Yeah.
And then concludes that if I do not know all these things and how they are being done, I cannot claim to be a trustee who is managing the business of the National Cathedral. At this time, I realize that I am unable to function on this board and wish to withdraw and resign from the Board of Trustees. I have waited for clear and unambiguous clarification and responses on different issues, including the roles, the responsibilities, and the liabilities of us, the trustees, the government, and all other unknown and invisible stakeholders. All I've received is a condescending and disdainful response to my letters. My support for the construction of the cathedral is unflinching. I have desired and supported this project ardently from the beginning. No one, including members on the board, can ascribe to me the posture of one who is an outsider or one who has not and does not support this vision. It's unfortunate that my letters over the last 6 years of this project seem to be more of an aggravating annoyance than someone helping to build the cathedral. Unfortunately, I cannot continue to function as a on a committee if my input is perceived as opposition to the case, to the cause. I'm truly sorry to have come across as a stranger, an outsider, and a troublemaker. That has never been my intention, and thus I have seen even more the need for my resignation at this time. Then it goes on to Sky. The point I'm making goes to the point you raise about what CHRAG said about the board, and I think this letter, among other letters, points to the grave
infractions
in terms of corporate governance,
bad corporate governance,
which CHRAG identifies, and he lists. If I didn't even finish, he lists plenty of things that he. Then, by the way, you can say that this series of letters should have warned all of us about what was going on, even before Okudjato's petition to CHRAG.
Except that they were not made public. These letters were originally confined to the institution he was writing
to. Actually, we reviewed some on air.
Yeah, but it was subsequent to his resignation that some of these things became public. Now, let's get...
No, they were public.
No, I don't think
no,
his
they were
very
not.
first
They were not
letter-
officially. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
Yes.
He was seeking to cure the mischief.
Yes.
If there was one.
Yeah,
but now we know that there was mischief.
Yes, but the point I'm making is that when you put all his letters together, it goes to strengthen the finding of CHRAG of procurement breaches and poor corporate governance.
Yeah, you see, but Bernard, let's speak to something. He said something specifically in the letter that there were people registered as trustees.
Yes.
You understand?
Of the company.
Exactly. So, under the law, if the question is asked, we want to punish people who took decisions for and on behalf of this particular institution, committing public resources, leading to losses.
So he's not part.
Yeah, that's right. On the facts, if the evidence suggests that he was not registered, then we cannot reasonably be seen to be asking him questions.
Which is why, you are right, which is why he said, if his exclusion was administrative, 6 years is a long time to correct it.
Exactly.
So the fact that the correction was not made, he believes that he has never been a trustee.
Exactly. Unless there is something constructively to prove that although he was not registered, by reason of conduct, one can infer taking decisions for and on behalf of the institution,
And for me,
leading to
I'm not even going.
losses.
What I want us to look at is the conclusion of CHRAG is very serious. And again, I'm saying that as media, we have a responsibility to let people understand the seriousness of the issues.
Very serious matters.
Whilst double identity is an issue, I think 260 million cedis spent on a project over a number of years it was spent, with the grave procurement breaches requiring the CHRAG to even instruct the authority to abrogate the procurement on the basis of the Public Procurement Act. I think it's very serious.
Yeah.
So we should not let the bluster and the, I don't want to use the word propaganda, because there are things that are easy to follow. But Sky, 260 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
And to have the kind of hole that we have there. I mean,
Foundation.
Sky, we spent 260 million CDs. And I don't even think the foundation has probably been built. All right? We have projects that have been started in the country that have not been finished. Hospital projects have not been finished. School projects have not been finished. For me, it is a monumental embarrassment that we sat down for this to get to this point. Okay. And we owe it to the public to look at the specific findings of CHRAG and make them known to the world. And not just sort of look for the equalization, who has won, who has lost. Because it seems as if right now we are saying Okujeto won, Kusi Boateng won. Because on procurement, Okujeto is right. Problems of interest, Kusi Boateng is right. So that's where to end. Any serious mind reading the letters of Bishop Dag from the first letter, now the letters are public. Clearly, this was not being managed the right way.
Bernard, let me say from the outset that look, I believe strongly, and I don't care what views people hold, that we need a national cathedral. I hold that view. That as a matter of things to be done, Ghana needs a national cathedral. That is my view. But the fact that we were programmed as to believe that we were not going to commit public resources to the doing of the same. The fact that Kwabena Bonfe took this matter to the Supreme Court, and that, for me, one of the major failings that we saw with this particular project. Kwabena Bonfe, formerly of the CPP, noticed that there were efforts to demolish buildings that were housing judges and some other officers of the state.
Embassies included.
In order to make way for this project. And he makes a legal argument that this is an effort to promote one religion to the exclusion of the other. And on the basis of that, among other things, proceeds to say that what was about happening was unconstitutional and that the Supreme Court should intervene and invalidate the effort the government was making. The court came to the conclusion that it was not minded by, it was not moved by that argument. That, look, government supports the Muslim people to go and do their Hajj thing, amongst other things, and all of that. So, as a matter of constitutional law, they did not take the view that what the government was doing was unconstitutional. I have my own difficulties.
So when you say you support National Cathedral, you support a National Cathedral paid for not by the state.
I support the building of a national cathedral if we can, as a country. If we can build it, yes. If we cannot build it, is it possible to raise funds from other sources to build it? Because
no, but I thought the key question was whether the state should be the one using state funds to build it. I think that was the key question.
Oh yeah, that was the key question in the sense of the constitutional argument he raised. He raises that and says we are committing public resources, and to the extent we are doing
and
that.
Saying, do you agree with his argument that you shouldn't commit public resources to
it? I don't think if we have the means to do it,
okay,
why not?
So you are yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying that the court could have saved us all of this trouble if they had interpreted favorably for the Bonfe?
Yeah, but then
have reached here with all these challenges.
But that would have led them to the conclusion that they were indeed furthering the interest of one religion to the.
So because of the premise it came from.
Exactly. So that's the. But I'm saying that I believe that there should have been a more, with the greatest respect to the Supreme Court, there should have been a more nuanced approach to dealing with the matter he brought.
My
before the
concern is how a project of this scope. One of the respondents, according to CHRAG, said that when it comes to some decisions, we don't take minutes; we just agree among ourselves.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bit shocked because see, the little small management meeting we go to, you have to any resolution or decision has to be properly documented.
Yes, that's how it is.
So for a respondent to tell CHRAG that we just agree among ourselves and we don't take minutes. I think it's scandalous.
It is.
Especially, this is a national project of a huge cost. Apparently, from the last check, almost $400 million. So, how do you take a decision? So, how do you check if the decision is being adhered to?
Yeah. So,
because if you say we agree, how do you agree among yourselves without? And I'm quoting
CHRAG.
The CHRAG.
Yeah.
So CHRAG describes it as very dangerous and is recommending for training at IOD.
Yeah.
But my other challenge I need to ask you is, how is CHRAG saying that they don't have capacity to investigate criminality, and yet they are inferring to prosecution?
Yes.
Why are they making that inference in there?
So if you look at the constitutional provisions establishing the commission, under specific circumstances, they can come to conclusions that will require additional work to be done by.
But how do you conclude before you do the work?
No, it's a basis. It's a question of looking at the facts, relating into the law, and coming to a passable conclusion as to what has happened.
Okay.
But then not making a categorical claim that this finding of fact has been made, and therefore the people.
I'll let you tidy that up when I come back, and then take a few more reactions to the conclusions. So the first conclusion, no conflict of interest. Second conclusion, grave procurement breaches. And then the history of this case with the letters that were written. If the epistles had been heeded to, we may not have been here. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Big is better. Broom is best. Happy moment starts with Broom. Buy one and get one free. It is Broom. Up to 25% discount. Buy an LED TV and get another TV for free. Buy an air conditioner and get a ceiling fan for free. Simply ask of Broom. There is more for everyone in Ghana. Free gifts and more on Broom freezers, refrigerators, and many more. Rush to your nearest Broom dealer or 0800-100-247. Broom leaves you with a smile.
Solution for the future.
Baumia was
On December 7th, let's vote number 1. Let's vote for Dr. Baumia. Estroho.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them. Count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
1xBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy 1x free bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at 1xbet.com.gh with promo code GHFREE to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet on the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join friends and experience the thrill of victory with 1x free bets. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Ojam, did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama Care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. There's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our health care. We will not fall for fake promises again.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and this Christmas, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to an unforgettable celebration. Arrive to the refreshing taste of coconut and dance the night away with our DJ on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, enjoy tasty grills, exciting games, and our famous all-white party with Kwanpa Live Band. Adventure awaits with a tour to Mount Jemmy on 26th, followed by an all-you-can-eat local buffet and a cooking competition on 27th. Don't miss out on aerobics, hiking, and a fun-filled pool party on 28th. And on New Year's Eve, get ready for a breathtaking fireworks show and start 2025 with a bang, dancing to the Kwanpa Live Band. Packages are as follows. Individuals, 3,000 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 3,750 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Couples, 4,300 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 5,400 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Families, 6,850 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 9,000 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 to book now. Volta Serene Hotel, your perfect Christmas getaway.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
If I want plastic books, take away pack. Ke rubber scanny be.
Can you more yalete?
No kula, no chumo eyano. No konoko eyano. No fiano echake. Ene ashe 2024 election year. Kashi July, August, September, sanini bi abashi. But day and night, nibi ano swangmo. E yemwa ke e yegbale ma ke ba sebe. Jelemba chake she nele is too much. Mene meno ba ya. Oba ile 10 cedi. Chechele meno ba ya. Ake 15 cedi. Oba choice ko ba he. E wo shika wo ke tu oni e bashi. Idaka montone ko ahe ni na 1,000 ya bo ba ke atwa ko mo ejikobu na ka pepepe chale noko ya ano no ela no kwale noko ya ano wo shika ni wo ke tu oni eta lo hu ni wo ko
aba
aheni no ba na ke ja no ba na ka o aheni ne ba he park moko e bo le ke ni ba o bi ke ya so na me ni tashi ni nu Pepsi ko mi ke John Tree no shinta
chuchu o ka ke chuchu do te bi jiten
chuchu asko be no na gbepo tabi e ayaba eni bi enwo shamonto nele nokwe yanu nothing goes soon nokwe yanu
ke okwe mini ehani ni bi ya no jugba e bi ene ke nyina gbemina ba hidin ye de
keska ye baba eni keska ye mami aba eni skabe mami sikabe ningme na ke dole tebi Ghana bi jo ye dole mne ke dole na gwe koda sida ne to ba na ke dole tenwe dole mo pack common war common war po kekepo war bibi emergency 65 akaje kuma se ke ba 62 o ke ro baba hun o ke tai ba fi ke mo ko ba po ne yen sister sano ke ale e da ke yin o gbe si eye mo keke se bro nya war just ke je 4 years ni every day ni war bo enwe ya e ba ko shida e da ke feed na mi ahiyo ejila wa feed e jawa wo ka ma mi ke ba sana ma me fe na me neko na ma me ka me kwaye noko kwe ya anu mo ni ba ke ma mi ejo be mo enye e ma mi me tu e machine so mo yen fo e bi ji wo 1 2 wo ko bi ko ma mi ma ye noko ya anu You want litigation-free land? Contact Royal Kingdom Estate. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. The properties in prime areas like Accra and Ebri with land starting at 90,000 cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals at East Airport. Visit us at Cantonments opposite Soul Clinic International School or call 055-755-5909 or send email at info@Royal Kingdom Estate.
And Omni Basic Bank says it's the season to spread love and joy to the ones we love and who matter most to us. Omni Basic Bank has a fast, reliable, stress-free remittance service that makes receiving money from family, friends, or business partners abroad easier than ever. So whether you're on MoneyGram, Ria, Western Union, Transfast, World Remit, or Unity Link, you can access your funds instantly at any of our branches nationwide. Make this festive season about love, convenience, and peace of mind. Visit any of our branches today and experience the ease of receiving your funds from abroad. For further information, call these numbers 0307 086 or 0302 758 555. There's a toll-free number 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank is at your service.
Now, yes, it's finally here. What mothers have been waiting for. Your favorite Cerelac now comes in a new variant with the combined goodness of wheat, maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals, and it's only 2 cedis per sachet. So go out there and get the new Cerelac. All you need is milk and you're good to go. Cerelac Care for them. Count on us. This is FDA approved. If you're looking for the perfect holiday getaway towards the end of the year, then speak to Global Wings Travel and Tour. They are going to Cape Town and Joburg between the 24th and the 31st of December. Call them on 0550 188 181 to find out more. Global Wings Travel and Tours, truly global, proudly Ghanaian. And Latex Foam is saying that they produce a wide range of meticulously crafted mattresses carefully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, pressure relief, temperature regulation, ensuring that you sleep well every night. Call them on 0302311. Okay, so whatever. I'm trying to get the number.
Take it again.
Okay.
Take it again.
Plus 233. Let me read it that way. I think it's better. Plus 233 231 155 262.
That's all.
And connect with them on social or visit their website latexfoamghana.com. Your perfect comfort awaits. Visit Latex Foam, your ultimate furniture destination.
Nice. If you don't want your lights to go off, you don't want to experience that uninterrupted electricity supply is what you're looking for, Deep Solar Ghana has you covered. With only 58,000 Ghana cedis, you can go fully solar and enjoy independence from the grid. No more lights off or power fluctuations, just peace of mind and savings. So call us 0595494113. Visit deepsolarghana.com to learn more. Your independence energy-wise begins when you call Deep Solar.
Take a short break. When we come back, we will take some comments and your concluding remarks. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
From the comforting hugs and reconnecting moments to the thoughtful eulogies, funerals, whether big or small, must be dignifying. And that's what Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium was set up for. From our state-of-the-art facilities for preserving remains through our 450-seater chapel to our meticulously managed cemetery, we've got these and everything else you might need in one place. So if sending a loved one off in a dignified manner matters to you, reach out to Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium immediately you lose a loved one. Call us on 050-953-2409 or visit us at lashibifuneralhomes.com. Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium. Dignity for the deceased, comfort for the bereaved.
It's that time of the year. Ghana, brace yourselves because Melcom's Black Friday sales is back and we're bringing you unbeatable deals like never before. From the 15th of November to the 1st of December, get ready to shop and save big at Melcom. Electronics, home essentials, furniture, or fashion, we've got deals you can't resist. Melcom's Black Friday, it's more than a sale, it's an experience. Stock is limited, so hurry and shop early to avoid missing out. Melcom is where Ghana shops for value, and this Black Friday, the value just got even better. Don't let these unbeatable deals pass you by. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Remember, terms and conditions apply.
It's a great time for Ghanaian women. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman will establish the first ever Women's Development Bank in Ghana. A special bank run by women, to serve only women. Yes, the Women's Development Bank will support women's businesses by offering loans at a very low interest rate and on very flexible terms to empower women throughout Ghana. From hairdressers, market women, female graduates who want to go into business, online businesses owned by women, traders, dressmakers, caterers, food vendors, street hawkers, women in the corporate world, women in agribusiness, to other women-led and women-owned businesses in all fields. No one will be left out. With Mahama and Nana Jane at the helm, Ghanaian women shall surely rise. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Our city unity. Hello, spare driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, Medicana Copim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Tell it, I didn't have time. Oh, I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Even in the kitchen, you can still insure.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere. Annie, babia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered.
Education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. At Heritage Christian University, you are assured of quality education. Accredited by GTEC and affiliated to KNUST and UCC, we offer programs like Bachelor of Business Administration, Community Development and Theology, Theology and Ministry, Psychology, Nursing, Information Technology, Information Security, and Business Information Technology. Professional programs like ICA, CIMG, CIHRAG, ABE. We also offer short courses on media and IT. What makes Heritage stand out is our experience and scholar practitioner faculty, entrepreneurial training with financial support, ultramodern facilities, and hostels. Qualifications for entry is WASI or SSC or GBCE, HND or Diploma Top-Up. Mature 25 years and above. Heritage is located at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Contact us on 054 777 7731 or 020 229 8399 or www.hcuc.edu.gh.
Electroland's Black Friday and Xmas Bonanza. Xmas came early. Black Friday is here with amazing offers you won't believe. Get a Samsung 32-inch LED Smart TV for just 3,299 Ghana cedis. Cool down with a Samsung AC starting at 6,499 Ghana cedis plus a free blender. Need a fridge? Grab a TCL top mount for only 3,299 Ghana cedis and get a free deep fryer. The media top load washing machine is just 2,499 Ghana cedis plus a free 5-gas burner. Enjoy Netflix in style with the NASCO 50-inch Smart TV for only 4,999 Ghana cedis and get a free NASCO karaoke speaker. Rush to any Electroland showroom or dealer store across Ghana for huge discounts and free gifts. And don't miss the Achedie Kessie promo. Win double every week and monthly. Electroland, your home for affordable electronics and appliances.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them. Count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
They're luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I to take it through as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now when is the car prizes are in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
right, so 5 minutes to 10. So I think the question we have left is where does this leave the National Cathedral? Because even with this CHRAG work, which our analysis shows at best is mixed, right? Even with the mixed outcome, the paragraph spent on the procurement breaches and the admonishment of the procurement authority to stop the initial procurement to the company that's supposed to build the cathedral, plus corporate governance infractions that they identified. Can we say that this makes the position of the cathedral untenable, or are these things you can remedy? Because of course I've added some of the historical issues as well. Just because, as I said, there are two issues: conflict of interest for Kusi Boateng, which they did not find, and then procurement breaches, which they said they had glaring, and then of course corporate governance management breaches, which were not necessarily petitioned, but the CHRAG found copiously that there were a lot of corporate governance weaknesses in the way the press being managed. So the question is, for listeners to get a clear sense, where does this leave the cathedral? Is that the end of it? Should they dissolve the whole thing? Where do you, based on this?
What do you do with the 221 million Ghana cedi hole? What do you do?
That's the question, right?
You can't just leave it. Something has to be done with the area. But what is clear is, and again, I think anybody who has listened to this panel on this particular topic would realize the consistency, would notice the consistency on this. This particular project has suffered from a lack of national consensus. Two, was basically built from a lack of process. It was being made up as they went along. And I, for the life of me, do not know which proper country you initiate a $400 million project and you make it up as you go along. Also struggled and suffered because those who started it under the guise of, oh, this is the president's dream. We can do whatever we want because it's the president's dream. And by virtue of the fact that it was the president's dream, the systems and institutions that are weak in this country allowed this to go. Because if you go and touch it, you are touching the president's dream. Everybody was afraid. Which is why the procurement breaches, the lack of frameworks and structure, if you recall, it took almost a year and a half for then later for us to be told that it had now been subsumed under the Ministry of Tourism, under some guys. We didn't know exactly what it was. How do you dream up a $400 million project and you don't even know under which sector it was going to go? This was all, if you wanted to do it, this is a 20-year dream for every country. It is not a 3-year dream, it's not a 4-year dream, particularly one as poor as this country. This is a 20-year dream that a country carries along because you would require different governments to buy into it. So this should never have been sold as a personal vision that later on metamorphosed into something else, because first we were told there was not going to be any state funds allocated, then something happened, but we know that millions of state funds have been put in there. It's really disappointing. So if you ask me where we go from here, I'm saying we have a 221 million cedi pit in the heart of Accra that needs to be resurrected one way or the other. Somebody also has to pay for it. So and I'm with CHRAG on this.
The foundation hasn't even been built yet.
They haven't done anything. You see,
add all the demolitions that have been done.
I am very disappointed in the persons who started out as trustees, those who stayed on as trustees, those who resigned, whichever one, everybody who was involved at every stage of this needs to sit back, read what CHRAG has said, and ask themselves, did I really do the best that I could as a Christian? Because that is what they are first. They should ask themselves that question. Whether they really, because I've seen some of the comments around the National Cathedral, even in the face of absolute public disdain for this particular cathedral. People who are on this board telling the public, "Mumpo will build it," as if it is their money. Meanwhile, you are traveling around on public funds. So, this CHRAG report is something I hope all, how many pages?
160. Is it 165?
165. They should sit down and read it by themselves and ask themselves, did we do well for the people of this country? That is all I'll leave them with.
We'll leave it there. Thank you. That's all we have time for. City News at 10 with Caleb Kuda. Take it up, Caleb.
This is the Election Bureau. Welcome to City News at 10. I am Caleb Kuda. Coming up.